Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Saturday night here on BMBBH. I am Kev, and I am. I didn't even know what I was gonna say until about 10 minutes ago on how I was gonna open this up. So, seeing that I'm already like 20, 30 minutes late. Uh, Shit, I'll let that story tell itself. So let's have a broadcast. uh, Start off by using these words so we can talk about how everything on these platforms and for motherfucking ever have been the war of words. But I implore you to read across the bottom of your screen. Long live the habitual line steppers. Harsh language is used during this program. So if you are up with your 5 and 6 year olds eating popcorn and watching me talk, don't get mad at me when your kids start learning some new terminology because that's your fault at this point. You've been warned. But I seriously doubt anyone's doing that shit. It's fucking almost midnight. But yeah. Um, Thought about the impact of words. It was always a suggestion that's always made to me, and to, sometimes in an effort to police the kind of dialogue that I use, but also to just to be conscious about, when you say something, how you make people feel. Because people, like, old people especially always say this: people never remember what you do for them, but they always remember how you made them feel. And that can be a shame because that that kind of overshadowing can seem like a bit ungrateful, and then it makes you feel a certain way too. Then it causes you to use more harsher words. What I try to get people to understand when we're having word exchanges here is that they are just words. They're not weapons. um, they're not you know they're not punches. They're not kicks. They're not knives. Yeah, well, I'd say they're not weapons. Words don't hurt you. Actions hurt you. Yeah, whatever actions are taken against a person, but words are never the thing that really does it. You can listen to anybody's words and not take them to heart or take them as in some life order or something like that. Because I think a lot of these conflicts, a lot of these beefs, a lot of these, I don't know, debates, these petitions, it's all over words. Words, yeah, words can be harmful when they're used in certain ways. Lies, falsehoods, slanders that depend on the knee jerk reaction to gain momentum, which has a very, which has been very effective, to say the least. And here's what I was always taught, and this is I don't know whether it is I was been taught to use because to use my better judgment, or I was taught this because right now, especially in the 2021 climate, was I always taught this because I'm a black man. I have to make it commonplace with black men. I have to make these points of view because that's what I am. Um, here's a little saying they used to tell me. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. If I got mad at what someone said, sticks and stones. Sticks and stones, people. I mean, yeah, they're definitely, if somebody hits you with a stick or hits you with a stone, yeah, it might cause you injury, depending on whether you're Superman or not. Um, but words, I think some of you know where I'm going with this. We're getting soft. We're getting soft as a people. Yeah, yes, we are. And I'm not just relating this to any petition. I've been through this. I've been doing this shit since I've been doing this since junior high school. You say a certain group of words to a reactive group of people, then they could cause you injury. Let's start off with not to get too deep into the groups because, you know, on social media platforms, if you say anything about certain groups, you might get your video flagged. And yeah, we also have to think about this as a people, as black people. We don't want groups saying anything about us either, which is some of why we're here. But let me get to this first group. I discovered a certain type of organization. It's not really, it's an organization birthed from chaos and fatherlessness that I had to deal with in junior high school. When I first entered public school, because when I was in first through eighth grade, it was private school. Ninth grade on up was public school. I was introduced to your regular, I would say, the concept of a street gang. I can't call them a real street gang because they weren't in the street. They were in a fucking junior high school. So, so as far as I'm concerned, junior high school gang. All they did was bully people. But it was known if you said anything about them, like using words, not like you just kicked them in the nuts or anything, but if you said anything to these guys about what they were doing were wrong, because this literally happened in junior high school. There was one guy that was telling a group of gang members, supposedly they're supposed to be like gangster disciples or folk or whatever they called it, in junior high school. And this was like junior high school on the white side of town. This wasn't a junior high school on on the black side, but it was black kids. It was the general population of black kids. A lot of the black kids came from the west side, and they tried to bring their gangs into the junior high. Hell, a couple of them stayed down the street from me. I mean, we weren't thinking we weren't ever thinking about the whole we got an extra win from white folks. No, it wasn't like that in that junior high school. In fact, some of them ended up fighting some of us, and it does just say we had a higher percentage of wins. Let's just put it to you like that. I personally wasn't like that. I'm the kid out of private school. But it was a known fact if you said anything to these gang members and they got mad with you, they would beat you up. One, like I said, one kid was talking about, oh man, this is gang violence. This is wrong. They beat him up because he used words, not actions. He didn't swing at them. A lot of kids would try to interpret that as being cool, or those dudes didn't play, or some bullshit like that. But today's interpretation by, I would say, the sensible, masculine thinking heterosexual black man is that them boys was on some sensitive shit. You ain't supposed to say nothing about me, man. I'm hard. That's why I gotta have about six of my homeboys jump your ass. Yeah, that literally happened to me. Yeah, I got jumped a few times. Like, yeah, it was me swinging and fighting when I entered public junior high school. It'd be four, five, six of them. Here I am, barely 100 pounds, 5 feet even, having to take on four or five guys. And no, I was not winning. I ain't gonna even front. I can come up in here and tell y'all a story like I've been like Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan or somebody like that or Goku, but no, that shit did not happen. Let's be realistic. It's 1990. Yeah, 1990. It was straight up 1990. The year 1990. Yeah. Some of y'all weren't even born. A lot of you were. A lot of people that listen to me, yeah, they older than I am. But that shit used to happen. Niggas frog up over words. Shoot. Words can get you killed, even though they're just words. Hell, the rap game. We heard about, like, when Scott LaRock was killed. KRS-One was like, man, this game can get you killed, period. Because you're using words. Crafty use of words. Did words ultimately get Biggie and Tupac killed, though? Why do we destroy people over words? I mean, it went from basically the gang members worrying about your physical well being in the street. And I'm not just here to talk about gang members, but let's face it. I mean, our parents face one set of problems, having words fling at them, and if they made eye contact, somebody might try to swing on them. Then what the kids had to deal with is dudes in the hood doing the same thing. Yeah, oh, that of course, if you weren't cool or if you didn't speak the lingo or anything like that. I learned to use certain words to survive in situations where I clearly did not belong. Mm. But words can be beneficial as well. Yeah, there's a lot of people that use this platform to spew words to attract the attention of audiences. Spew is such a crass word. Speak. Depending on how they put those words together. I forget what broadcast this was. I really don't, like, I say a lot of things. I was saying the responsibility of the influencer when they use words to influence people. Really, that was my concern for the younger generation. But hey, younger generation don't even want our concern. Don't rescue us, you old ass nigga. I had to learn to get past words a long time ago because the teaching with me actually worked. I understand on these platforms, people say a lot, and especially toward black men, people say a lot of fucked up shit talking about us as a collective. And I know some female watching. Oh, what happened to black women too? That's an instant show of a lack of empathy. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. You don't care what happens to black men if you think that. But yeah, we get hit with a lot of harsh words as black men. And we have to learn how to pass off a lot of it. Say, hey, dog, that's what we've been taught. And I'm not saying that it was completely right. I'm not saying it was right at all. Okay, you ignore this, ignore that, because a lot of the times, they ignore this, ignore that stuff. It's just to diffuse you. It's not to diffuse the other person. A lot of the times, they're wrong in telling you as a black man you can't speak. A lot of those times, but a lot of those times, in a lot of those situations, and a lot of guys who ended up in prison probably could attest to that. To what I'm about to say, sometimes you should just let it go. Sometimes it's smart to just let it go. You know why it's smart to let it go? You can put less energy into it. You can sit back and just you know watch how things play out. Because 9 times out of 10, if somebody is wrong in this situation, wrong will come out. I mean, don't let people fuck with you. These are conversations. This is at I'm just what I just said was related to real life. As far as these conversations on these platforms, you can't help but to use words. I mean, of course, it's your choice of words that really are going to affect the outcome of your content. Some people use great choices of words. Some people use horrible choices of words. All on this platform. Well, words nonetheless. So, kind of different up here. Kind of, kind of, different set of rules. So, in this world, in the world of social media, words, if taken out of context, can hurt you financially, not physically. It could steer people away from your product that hasn't even seen your product. See, that's what pisses me off about a lot of that. People are steered away from you before you even get a chance to introduce yourself based off lies and deceit. And trust me, the people who spread the lies and the deceit, they never want that to happen to them. Ever. Cool though. As a black man, I've been taught that I have to put up with the shit that people say to me because they're just words, sticks and stones. I mean, I can only speak for me when I say I carry a set of rules for myself. Those set of rules were reflected somewhat in the Facebook group and earned me infamy on Facebook, and to the point where people don't even like, oh, I hate that motherfucker. I don't even go around them. Seriously, this is no exaggeration. But those rules were simple. I did not go after anyone's parents. I did not go after anyone's kids. I didn't go after anyone's dead relatives. I didn't care about where you lived. I didn't care about who you were fucking. I didn't care about any of that. I didn't stalk. I didn't make it a consistent thing to come after you because I'm not going to let someone's words affect and change me that much. Now, am I gaslighting the black manosphere by having this broadcast? No. Black manosphere has enough gaslighting coming our way. Am I telling brothers they should not speak? No. Never the message. Never ever. Am I telling brothers they should not use words? No. Look at the thumbnail. I can't gaslight black men. Too much shit. Black women want you to shut up. Let's just be honest. Simps do as well. Because let's just not act like it's just black women. Somebody said that. I know someone did. They want you to shut up. They want you to shut up so bad they're willing to sign a petition on you, lie about you. I don't let people lie on me. Period. That's when words start to get personal. Like, don't lie on me. I don't have to take that. I mean, you can say I'm ugly or whatever. Don't lie on me. Don't lie on anyone. If I know it's a lie, I'm gonna check you. And a lot of your friends won't do that. If someone lies on my friends, I'm gonna check them. Somebody lie on me, I'm gonna check them. Like, what did I just say? A lot of your friends won't do that. I do not tolerate lying. Say for instance, like, let me pick on someone. Let's pick on someone in that audience down there. Uh-huh. All right. I can see you mean what's going on, not you. Donnie. Donnie says 0 notifications. Yeah, the implication that I might be getting shadow banned. Let me tell you something. When you use black men in the title of your YouTube channel, yeah, that kind of puts those eyeballs on you. I expect stuff like that. For thanks for those who showed up. See how many likes I have. I have 17 likes. I have 24 watching. Please press that like button, please. But yeah, let me pick on Donnie. Say for instance, I was going around telling people, man, that nigga Donnie foul, nigga. That nigga, damn, he stole like $10,000 in 6 jelly glazed donuts from the local Krispy Kreme. Like, Donnie would have a right to refute that. I can't go around and act like Donnie's wrong for saying something about me lying on him. Donnie can be like, no, nigga, I ain't steal no $10,000 in 6 jelly glazed donuts. Like, nigga, what's wrong with you? It was fine. No, I'm just playing. Oh God. But yeah, that's my suggestion to all of you. And that's my suggestion to Donnie in that hypothetical little story situation or whatever. You can refute that lie. If it's a lie, you can go ahead and tell everyone the truth. You can clear your name. There's nothing wrong with that. When someone says some dumb shit like, man, if it's a lie, why are you getting mad about it? If there's a soft sandwich available, I mean, like for some reason somebody had a sandwich with white bread and they pour water on it, throw it in that motherfucker face. That man just said, fuck you. Don't let nobody tell you no dumb shit like that when somebody lie on you. Man, if you're getting mad, someone must be true or some shit like that. Man, fuck that dude. Fuck them and the motherfucker that lied. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. I'm just saying, don't be merciful to people like that. Words, use words. Don't be trying to clobber motherfuckers with chairs unless they put their hands on you. Then that's a different story. But just words, clobber them motherfuckers with words. The problem with a lot of people is we don't use certain words with them motherfuckers. And I know I've said motherfuckers like 10 times. I'm not trying to impress anyone. But like you you have to penalize people for stupid stuff. Especially on platforms like this. I am not the spokesperson for black men. If you don't want me to be your representative, I won't be your representative. If you feel like I'm your representative, whatever you think of me in your head, I hope it's not something that I'm just. Let's not go there. But what I'm saying is, as a black man, it is okay to use words. I mean, sometimes you're gonna have to listen to words too. You're gonna have to listen to a bunch of shit that you don't want to hear, but it might actually be the truth. I take that into account as well. I'm not too proud to say that, that I've been wrong a few times. And if I'm wrong in public, I can't acknowledge it. A lot of people can't say that, but I don't care about a lot of people when it comes to that. I care about me. And can't nobody say, oh, Kev doesn't acknowledge when he's wrong. I don't know, maybe when I troll on Facebook. But who cares about trolling on Facebook? It's like my trolling makes people smarter. How many of you can say that? But anyway, got 26 watching. I don't see a counter up here. The hell? What are you doing, StreamYards? Hold on a second. I got 22. 22. Like, I don't see like a time clock counter. Trying to figure out how long I've been. Oh, okay. I've been on for a half hour. Oh, here we go. All right, Jay Bones, Cortez Smith. To tell the truth, the people you're going in my office and bedroom. Okay. I'm not. Okay. Hey, no, no, don't be typing like no. Calm down. Anyway, I got 29 watching. Let me go ahead and drop this link. Go ahead and drop this link. All right. Let's see. Look at some of these comments. Yeah. Let's do a little interactiveness with the chat. What's up, son? It's hot raw. We got J Bones. Typing some weird stuff. J Bones with the super chat said 1990 must have been real. I wasn't even born yet. Hey, well, you just because, if you were probably born in a real year. Oh, what up, Toya? I see Toya. Oh, you're a tutor now. All righty. Yeah, because I feel like you have some things to teach some people out here. So I feel like that is a fitting and appropriate title for your mission here in the space. Raven Knight, you're a black guy. I thought you were an Irish leprechaun with a southern accent. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, D. I've heard many different things growing up. So that's probably on the tame scale. That's probably gonna be in the mid range somewhere. D Rock Den, what's going on? Thanks for showing up week after week. A lot of you. I'm listening. Phil Brad, Black Light Revelations 2. Hurry up and buy. Seriously. All right. Thank you for the super chat. The Haitian, keep it straight, no chaser. All right. Yeah, Saturday. So Saturday night. Yeah, for those of you who showed up earlier, my bad. It was just, life. It's something like it. The title of this stream is Words Do Not Make You a Victim, my people. Fit or none, what's going on? That's it. Could a lot have been avoided if we had just used our words carefully? And the answer is yes. That's a very general, broad statement to make anyway. Yes. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. If we, a lot of us, I mean, including myself, if we had made better choices of words, we probably end up in a little better situations. Sometimes I go back and read some of my older posts or go back to some of my older videos. And I'm not going to tell you exactly where these timestamps are or exactly what I said in these posts. I mean, some people probably can say it better than I can. Rogish the Build Monger, what's going on? Peace to the WW. Long live the habitual line steppers. What's going on? Barry Little. What's going on? And that I have a feeling that name is a pun. Uh, but welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you being here. Talking about them words. Words do not make you a victim. No matter how much you try to twist up and change the meaning of those words or change up the meaning of its context. Because if we were doing all of the shit that y'all say we were really doing over here, or the things that y'all, I mean, and you know who y'all is, the things that you say that we were inciting, all of us would be locked up right now. Or they would have found a way to lock us up. Inciting violence against women? No. I don't, this space doesn't do that at all. I incite self-defense against anyone. Yeah, that's just me. I don't. I'm I'm the guy. Okay, okay. I'm gonna do this real quick. Boom. Yep. There you go. Um. Yeah. I would like I say, I would incite anybody to defend themselves against anyone trying to cause them physical harm, whether that be male or female. If a male that like, and that is to say, if a male or a female, to say that if it were a female trying to cause you physical harm, you have every right to subdue that person. If you want to call it violence, that's violence. I'm sorry, but you're not gonna hurt me. I don't care who you are. You're not gonna physically hurt me. You're not gonna cause me to go to the hospital. You're not gonna cause me a bodily injury that could cause me to perish, I would say. So if somebody wants to say I'm inciting something, yeah, I'm inciting self-preservation. You have every right to defend yourself, male or female. I'll be the first one to tell females to start going to the gun range. If you feel that unsafe, you need to learn how to shoot. I'm not victim blaming. I'm just giving you a very strong suggestion. Shoot, defend yourself. You'll live longer. And or the best defense, try to avoid the situation if at all possible altogether. You know, people who avoid situations, they live the longest. You know, unless of course their health, if they're not taking care of their health. Ivan Reed, what's going on? Delay effect. Sticks and stones will break your bones, but words can get some people knocked out. Yep. Yeah. Let's say let's use words in this context. Say if you and your girlfriend are out on a date. Say you and your old lady, like she just y'all just and let's go ahead and make this scenario as juicy as possible. All right. She just, she previous night she just got through laying it down. Oh, baby, I love you. Oh my God. Doing your favorite shit. Next morning she cooking you breakfast and stuff. Y'all go out for an afternoon stroll or whatever. I mean, you loving each other, thinking about what you gonna do again. And then all of a sudden some old scrawny punk smelling bad just walk up. Man, hey bitch. Shoot. You want to let me have that about 5 minutes? Hey, bro, go get out the way, bro. Go get out the way. Yeah, of course, words will probably take a different effect then. Shit. Say you're in a restaurant, you eating with your mama, And somebody just walk up and call your mama a bitch. let's let's be pretty direct. Yeah, those kind of words will probably get your ass kicked. And rightfully so. Because he ain't got no business doing that, disrespecting folks like that. That's called disrespect. When words invoke a certain outcome or response. I mean, the way they were meant to. Yeah, that's when words take a different effect. Who is that bitch right there? Man, that's my auntie, man. Shut the fuck up. Huh? Dudes get flipping out here. What's going on, Phantom Clutch? Mm. Yep. These YouTube streets is a harsh jungle. It is. There. It is a harsh jungle, man. If you use the wrong choice of words, like let me give you a wrong choice of words that people often use in these YouTube streets. Wrong choices of words like I don't know, why are black men silent, or why aren't black men talking about this? Now, the next section is talking about policing words. Why aren't black men talking about this? Why aren't black men trying to save the black community one YouTube broadcast at a time? Why aren't black men talking about that? Why aren't black men using these words? Why are black men talking about hair weave? Can I tell you why black men talk about hair weave? Can I? Because that's what he was thinking about at the time. Some damn hair weave. How ugly and smelly some of that shit looks. How tacky some of that shit looks. For real. Like they should make see, yeah, I'm gonna talk about hair weave for a second just because it pisses some people the fuck off. They should make a law with like your hair weave gotta match your body, or your hair weave gotta match your race, or some shit like that. Because some of the shit that y'all choose out here, mm-mm. No, mm-mm. I mean, as a heterosexual man looking at some of that shit, no. And then some of that shit end up in the street. Like now, I mean, I drive around and I count the number of street weaves that I see per week. I got up to 15 one week. 15. And why would I find the time to do this? Where was I going? None of your goddamn business. But I mean, like, this is like I saw a cat like trying to wrestle its way out of one. That shit, like the cat ran away. That shit was still moving. Like this is how this stuff looks. And, I'm not just trying to like, oh, just go pick the narrative from the lowest hanging fruit. I'm just saying it's just something to fucking do. It's something to do. It's like an activity. It's like a cell phone game. Yeah, just think of it that way. How many weaves I can count dead in the street, or still moving in the street, where small animals get tangled up and sometimes killed? Hmm. Yeah, talk about George Floyd neck one more time. I'm gonna make a whole broadcast about weave. I'm gonna just show pictures of weave. That's all I'm gonna do. Y'all gonna be over there. Oh, they talk about weave in the manosphere. Oh, That's all the niggas talk about. We even had, oh my God. Yeah, okay, yeah. Tell them motherfuckers I said weave. Sun is hot, Rod. Appreciate it, man. Super chat. Well, look how many wars were started over words in the political arena. One politician might have said something the other doesn't like, and before you know it, the two countries are at war. LOL. Yeah, yeah, war. Well, a dick measuring contest for politicians. You know. Oh, you stuck around after that, didn't you? Yeah. What's your shoe size, Masters? Oh God, I don't even want to tell you the answer to that because I'm afraid of the outcome. Like, this is. Mm, yeah, I got 35 watching. Let me see how many likes I have. Oh, I gained a sub. Alrighty, I got 30 likes. All right, good ratio. 35 watching, 30 likes. But five or more you haven't pressed like, so cough them up. I could be asking y'all for like a cash app, but that cash app is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Yeah, so it's there just in case y'all need it. I'll just say that. But anyway, thanks for showing up anyway though. Thanks for showing up anyway. Like I said, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. So and the topic for tonight is words do not make you a victim, my people. Actions, yeah, actions can make you a victim. Actions brought upon, you know, said people by words, yeah. Wars have started over words. And yes, pussy has been gotten over words. Oh God. Okay. I guess that's. I mean, the words can't can't run out of them up here, man. Shoot. So here's the thing. Here's why a lot of guys. Here's why a lot of guys get called incels. Um, because a lot of men feel like that it is as simple as your choice of words. Man said delay effect. Man, that weave so tough. You can't even set it on fire. Fire jump right off that motherfucker. I'm talking about bathing in gasoline. Whew. As far as black men, as far as that thumbnail, like, yeah, man, go ahead, man. Knock yourself out, man. Use all the words you want to use to get your point across. It ain't ever gonna be, it's not gonna it's no correct way to say any of this stuff. None whatsoever. All right. So what's been in the news? Oh yeah. Let me talk about this real quick. See if I can find a picture so I can put it up on the screen. A lot of people been talking about that slave wedding, and I would have made a video about it, but I was too lazy, so I decided, use this broadcast to talk about it. Let's see if I can find a picture, so we'll have a visual aid. But uh, like, I remember flipping out about stuff like this when they would always post them Halloween photos of college kids dressing up as slaves. So it's not really anything that I haven't seen before out of dumbass youngsters. I would say because this ain't our age group. It ain't. It ain't Gen X. There's a lot of hostility toward Gen X, but I think Gen X brings a lot of that hostility to ourselves sometimes. But I like to. The one thing I like to do is I like to hold us a bit accountable. Like not as black men because in a case such as that, I don't believe all black men should be held accountable for what some guy decides to use as his theme in the wedding. But we can call him a dumbass. I mean, no, uh, this you're gonna start seeing a lot of this stuff happen more and more if they do get rid of critical race theory, and a lot of people don't understand the ramifications of that because they want to get out of the quote unquote victimhood mentality. All right, let's see. Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up on Google. It's all over Google because one thing that young black men do not realize is that when we do dumb shit, they are going to put us on Front Street. We have we not learned that from the news and how they cover black men? Let me put this on the screen. And yeah, there you go. I Googled it. You know, pay no attention to the bug eyes. Look at that. They got Get Out. That's a lot of you wenches' favorite meme to use when describing black men and how we speak on these platforms. But the two side photos. Like honestly, what the hell is this? This right here, this a slave theme engagement photos. But I don't get it. This is some major buck dancing right here. Is if you a family member or a friend of mine, don't ever let me catch you doing some bullshit like this. Like more power. If you tell me something like man, this is what I always dreamed of, then it's a lie. I believe that you're lying. You can't. Yeah. Look at this. Oh, these photos. I was gonna click the link, but I see the website Lipstick Alley. I don't fuck with Lipstick Alley like that. But they can't wait to post some shit like that about a black man. Oh man, black man. Oh, one black man. Oh my god. But I mean, it's like why? Like I understand why stuff like that is going viral. I do, and it's because of the fact that this is more and more evidence that we are losing ourselves as a people. Well, maybe him, maybe that guy right there. And I'm sure that a lot of his friends probably recognize him and his family members. And believe me, there's a lot of people around him that are ashamed of him right now. Is this the whole? It's not even so much being with, a lot of people need to just go ahead and admit it. A lot of it is because that he's with a white girl, but the slave theme, the slave theme is all the energy that anyone ever needed. Like, bro, like don't do no buck dancing cowardly shit like this. Mm. Business TV. Critical race theory is about to be banned statewide in Missouri. I support that decision. Whites and blacks just need to end this arranged marriage and separate. People are in denial about that. Why do y'all want critical race theory to end? You don't have to be a victim in order to know what really happened in this country. Is that's just my thing. It's just like tell people the truth. I mean, I understand that it is up to me as far as what my child learns. But why do y'all want to? Yeah, I understand Cortez Smith, slave play. Nobody gave this energy to slave play like that. I mean, slave play went like they kept black women literally walk around in public with white men dressed up in slave play. In public, wow. I have yet to see that for real, for real. I will take a picture of it if I do see it because it is a spectacle. If I see if I see a BW dressed up as a slave to just to be with a Chad boyfriend, yes, I will take a picture of that. But he said almost all of them. Come on, man. Come on. But yeah, like yeah, slave play went viral for like it went viral for like a good week. Slave play went viral for like a good week. And I mean, like the people who are giving energy to what I just showed y'all on that screen, they weren't giving that kind of energy to slave play. But you know, people are hypocritical. People are extremely hypocritical. Say that short afro is a slave play, and Cortez. Yeah, but let's get back to indigenous TV. Hey man, why y'all want critical race theory to end? I mean, I don't care about these all these little tears, these pilgrim tears, these pale tears. I don't give a damn about any of that. I mean, I understand none of us were slaves, but you know they want the reparations argument to end. They want that argument to die, so they don't have to pay us when they've been paying other groups of people on a regular basis. It's about money at the end of the day. Well, why are black people against talking about slavery? I mean, it it shows a period in history where black people were subservient, and they were subjugated to much harmful abuse and treatment. But they wanted to go away because it makes them look like evil bad guys. And that is about as basic as it gets. I don't care about people thinking that it makes me look like a victim because we remember what happened in our history. I haven't been a slave. Slavery ended in 1865. I can acknowledge that. But to try to erase it from history, no, you're not going to convince me ever that workers came over here voluntarily to build this great country of ours. Because people getting in their feelings about hearing what really happened in this country. And to understand that you still owe that people a very huge debt. That's why they want critical race theory gone. I don't care about their little sensitivity about critical race theory, yet we got to advocate for other groups of people. Rainbow flag alphabet. Like their history matters so much, but ours doesn't. And the most important thing to remember is that we persevered as a people getting through that. That's like y'all want people to forget that too. Our capacity to survive bullshit like that. But anyway, I mean, it's whatever. I mean, it's up to us as a people. It's up to us as black people to teach our kids about that kind of history and shit. Anyway, but what's up, Mr. Z?
What's going on? What's going on, Kev?
All right. So, did you hear something that compelled you to hit the link?
You know I did. You know I did. The critical race theory argument is we kind of had that conversation yesterday on Art New Styles channel, and it's not going to be taught in classes. That's not the type of thing. but it's just something for people of authority to take into consideration when they're making moves, right? Just take into consideration that Black people's history is a bit different than everybody else's history in America. So think about that when you're convicting a person, maybe as a judge, or think about that as a teacher when you're talking to a Black student, right? That's pretty much all it is. Just think that Black people's history is a bit different. So don't think of them as East Asians. Don't think of them as white people. Don't think, that's pretty much it. But when it comes to like banning or talking about it differently in some of these history books in Texas and stuff, I'm in 100% agreement with you. It's because when America's kind of in this interesting place, right? They use human rights and civil rights issues to kind of talk down to other nations, and all other nations have to do is Black people. Right? Imagine having a conversation with someone and they know that you beat on your wife, right? And then they just look at you like, nigga. like, like you trying to lecture them about some shit, and they just look at you like, what? You? Right? So like, and it's not, people think about these type of things as a past issue, right? Like they think about Black people and they think about just simply slavery, right? Barely think about Jim Crow, and they definitely don't think about stuff like redlining. They definitely never have the conversation like, is it a coincidence that the same people that were property in this country 150 plus years ago are the same people that are primarily still on the socioeconomic bottom of America? That's not a fucking coincidence, you know? Like, it's not a coincidence that these people are the people that we see that are disproportionately in prison. It's not a coincidence that these people are the people that, we watch police kneel on their neck for damn near 10 minutes. That none of that shit is a coincidence, right? Like, and I have this conversation with Black people all the time. It's like, Black people were brought to America and brought to the Western world largely not just as slaves. It wasn't just about slavery. It was to establish essentially a permanent underclass, right? And until you can get from under that, pretty much everything else is a waste. And somebody said it in the comments, and they were so right. Essentially, all we are is the entertainment class, and not even really, right? That's pretty much it. And they did that on purpose. That goes back to Nixon, right? Nixon, back in the late 60s, early 70s, he, oh, so short story. Mitt Romney's dad worked for Nixon back in the 60s, 70s, right? George Romney. George Romney was the HUD secretary. And Nixon was like, yo, why the fuck is like all these niggas still marching and protesting and shit? Didn't we pass the civil rights movement? And so he sent Mitt Romney's dad, George Romney, on a mission to find out why Black people are still on the shit they on. George Romney came back to him and was like, yeah, because they know we get a lot of them. Right? They know we promised them a bunch of shit. And excuse my background, I am outside, but we promised them a bunch of shit and we're not going to do it, and they know it. And so he was like, okay, I'm just going to sell them on capitalism, and you can expound from that. I'm going to sell them on happy stories. I'm going to sell them on do for selferism. I'm going to sell them on their own aspiration. I'm going to sell them on all of that, right? And so that's what we've been being sold on for the past 50 or so years, and including the Democratic Party, right? It started off with the Republicans with Nixon, but the Democrats are on the same shit. The liberals are on the same shit. Just sell Black people on feel-good stories, sell them on the handful of them that got a couple of dollars, sell them on the handful of them that actually are uber wealthy, right? This is why you can't go nowhere without because it's about the masses of you are going to be on the bottom, right? But the one or two of you that we allow up, right, we'll just plaster your face everywhere so that we could sell the world on, look, we're not racist anymore. Look, niggas done made it, right? So, yeah, I'll pause right there.
Man said uber rich. Hey, but yeah, man, lots of facts you spit, man. Yeah, and we have these discussions like every other day about, and not to get too political, but how, liberals and Democrats sell us on this black thing, just they sold us on capitalism. They sold us on the pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I mean, how do you feel when you hear someone say that? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, dude. I mean, and as black men, yeah, we're since we didn't have generational wealth, we are told often that we're gaslighted in it. We're told that we're failures, but we also are told because of these disadvantages that you just have to play and get it on your fucking own. I mean, that's okay. That's a fact. But how do you feel when someone says some bull?
First, pull yourself up by your bootstrap was originally supposed to be an ironic statement. People don't realize that. Like, you cannot, it's impossible to pull yourself up by your bootstrap. That was the whole point of the statement, right? It's supposed to be ironic. So when people actually use that statement and they mean it like really, they really mean the shit, right? Like it just points out that they don't really know what the hell they're talking about. That's number one. Number two, once again, black people's history is very different than many other people. The only people that can even hold a candle to the particular history we have is Native Americans, right? That's the only group that can have some type of. If we were gonna play the oppression Olympics game, they're the only ones that can actually hold a candle to us, for the most part. Everybody else's story is different in America. So when you look at these other groups and you look at, when they pretty much tell black people, oh, y'all just gonna have to get it on your own. No other group in America had to get it on their own. No one. I even get annoyed with black people when they're like, look, the Asians did it. I'm like, no, the fuck they didn't. No, they didn't. When the Koreans used, you got to remember, like, how some of our black intellectuals used the Cold War to their advantage, right? So Russia, the Soviet Union kept on throwing in America's face. Look, y'all keep on talking about this human rights shit, but y'all niggas is on the bottom though. Y'all treat them like shit. So that's one of the reasons why America started, passing some of these civil rights laws and stuff like that in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, because it was in the height of the Cold War. And so what Koreans were able to do is essentially use the fact that they're not Chinese as a way to get into America. Like, look, we're a different type of Asian, right? The same thing with the Japanese. The Japanese were able to play that game. Like, look, we're not the Chinese. We're not gonna be on no communist shit. We're just gonna come to your country, keep our mouths closed, and make this money. So that's how they were able to play the game, right? Same thing with Jewish people. Jewish people were able to use the fact that people still felt sad and bad about World War II and allowing the Holocaust to happen, that they were able to eat off of that, right? So like all these groups of people that everybody thinks is like, oh, they're making it and they got it out the mud. No, the fuck they didn't. No, they didn't, right? Everybody plays the juxtaposition either to black people or to whatever country they're coming from. Look, we're not the commies. Like, perfect. I'm in South Florida. How do the white Cubans play the game in South Florida? Look, we're not communists, right? And we're white just like you. We just speak Spanish, right? So everybody plays this game, but then you know the way they sell it to black people is like, oh, we got it out the mud. No, the fuck you didn't. Or black people say that shit too, like, oh, they started from the bottom, right? They didn't have no government help. How did they make it? Bullshit. I live in South Florida. I'm not gonna tell you how many Cubans are driving around here with S-class Benzes, but yet their kids are on free or reduced lunch.
Man, yeah, I get tired of hearing that shit too. Like, other groups are always this goddamn measuring stick. Like there are actually they're like not black people out there that have not been doing it. It's ridiculous as fuck. And I mean, you could very easily do shit when you got 10 other people that's working full time helping you pay the bills. I mean, you can easily get shit done like that all the time. But there it's when we talk about stereotype, and we accept every harmful stereotype, and we actually embrace the harmful stereotypes. It is, but it's like when it comes to other groups, we praise them for minimal effort.
It's, you know what it is, it's playing, and so I agree with you to a certain extent with the harmful stereotypes, right? It's playing into a particular role because that's where the money is, right? So they have tropes, they have the same tropes coming from black people that they had pretty much since slavery or Jim Crow, right? Early Jim Crow, which is, you got the Jezebel, you got the Zip Coon, which is like what we would call dapper niggas now, right? You have their idea of what they call the pseudo intellectual, which is the nigga that swear he's smart but he really not, and all you need is the right the right white person to put him in his place, right? All these stereotypes that we play with in the black community or that white society pushes in everybody's faces, all that shit's like a century plus old, right? All that shit's old. We just continue to, and I'm gonna still nameless this phrase, but we continue to reanimate these tropes over and over again, right? But they're old as shit, right? So it's just playing into the role, right? You got the sellout, or the house Negro black woman or the house Negro black man, right? Everybody's playing these roles that are like 150, 200 years old, at least 100 years old, right? And it's because this oftentimes is where the money is, right? The aggressive nigga that's aggressive to black people, but he's soft as shit to white people. Like, bro, all that shit's old, and so like,
I agree. This is not new. This is not new behavior. It's like this is why I don't understand why a lot of people on social media act like that shit just happened in 2021. Like
they don't know their history and they don't
uh,
care to know.
they don't care to know shit. They don't care to know shit from 5 years ago. Like
True.
I bring this up with the whole Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, WAP backlash.
Hmm.
Um, these people talk like male rappers never face any scrutiny, but I was living in an age, I was living in a decade where the government was trying to get Two Live Crew shut down.
I live in South Florida. I've met Uncle Luke. I know exactly what you're talking about. Right. I
Man
know
in
the
the
history.
USA.
Right.
Like, come on, they were coming after him like that. Ain't nobody chasing Megan
Hmm.
Thee Stallion off stage talking about some
No.
to put
As a
the
matter of
butt
fact,
cheeks up,
she's
right?
being praised. Or let me. I want to put this on the record, Kev. By the way, I just want all of y'all to know, predicted by Mr. Z. Do not be surprised if one day Cardi B, Meg The Stallion, one of the city girls, or one of those like girls that we see as ratchet right now. Don't be surprised if they run for office and win. I'm calling it now. Give it 10, 15, 20 years. I'm calling it now.
I would probably say Cardi B would probably be the likely one in that.
Yep.
Just because I see her around politicians now, like Joe
Already.
Biden,
Exactly.
like
Already.
that was crazy to me, and I don't understand why it wasn't crazy to so many people that Ice Cube could not get an audience with the Democratic Party, but Joe Biden and Cardi B are able to go live in front of everyone.
Well, Cardi B was already in the game with Bernie, right? She was already. That's why Biden had to go after her because she was already flirting with some of the Bernie campaign. So you know the thing and then
Mr. Z, you're Borgin. You're Borgin. Yeah, Mr. Z gonna have to back up.
okay, okay.
Hey,
Can you hear me now?
you gotta say that again. You gotta
Oh
say
boy,
all of
my
that
bad.
again. I guess Mr. Z will be back. Also, Zaddy's own rapping is spelled with two P's, not one. That one P is that's the other R word, and you know how they try to purposely misrepresent what we say over here. So that's just um, all
Hopefully you
right.
can hear me now, Kev. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear Mr.
Okay,
Z.
perfect. Yeah, but so it's okay. Look at the last person we had that had a serious chance at being the first woman president, and that was Hillary Clinton, right? Hillary Clinton been eyeing the White House since she was in high school, right? She plotted perfectly to get to the White House. She married Bill for the White House. She stayed with Bill after the cheating scandals, which, by the way, didn't start when he was president. Them shit's been going on since he was governor of Arkansas, probably even before that, right? So she stayed with Bill even through the cheating because she was eyeing the White House, and she still failed at it. Women don't have to do it like that no more.
Nice.
So you know, so like now there's another avenue, and the other avenue is through entertainment, and so you have people like look, Kamala is another example, right? Kamala was eyeing the White House for a minute. For a minute, she was making the perfect moves to get to the White House for the past 20 plus years, right? Now she's a heartbeat away from being president, but that's not because black people necessarily endorsed her. We took her head off before she even could be a real contender during the primaries, right? but this is just another way of women kind of getting into power. They don't necessarily have to go the pantsuit route that Hillary Clinton did. They could go in through entertainment. They could go in
Shaking
through,
them butt cheeks.
yeah, right. seriously, seriously, and I think for if Xers are still alive when this happens, and definitely millennials, we're I don't I don't know how many of us gonna be surprised if Cardi B is the mayor of some New York City one day, right? Like, how many of y'all are gonna be surprised? How many of y'all are gonna be surprised if she even makes it to be a governor or a senator, right? On y'all ass, right? So
Yeah,
don't be surprised.
and forget all the shit she talking about now about
Hmm.
equality and justice.
Right? Where's Meg The Stallion from? Texas, right? So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if she one of your politicians coming from Dallas or Austin or something like that. One of your Congress members.
No, no, I won't. I won't be, man, because I mean that we're what we're facing right now is a desensitization, to the welcoming of new ideas. That's why, look, little stuff to put out there. We take it literally, but it's also psychological. Like when Black Lives Matter said, little shit like on the surface, it looked like they were taking shots at heterosexual men, which they were,
Mhm.
but then they start throwing out little lingo like other people in leadership positions. They didn't just mean like, alphabet folks in leadership position. They were talking about thoughts and all that shit.
Yep,
You
yep.
know.
Alternative lifestyle, all of that. And something you realize too, and this is going to what we were talking about just a minute ago, is people are very ahistorical. That's why they make comments and statements that clearly show that they don't know what the hell they're talking about in a historical context. I'm not gonna say the name of the channel, but I was taking a nap and I woke up to a notification that some sister, one of these divesting sisters, had went live, and I listened to it, and obviously it was all the standard divesting talk and whatever. And so when it finally ended, I went through some of her videos, and one of them was about that whole Goldman Sachs, um, giving black women money and whatever. And her take was, Goldman Sachs is doing what black men should be doing. Actually, wait a minute, right? Wait a minute. Um, 21st century feminism. Black men owe you nothing. White men owe white women nothing. You don't understand what has been going on in this country for the past 50 plus years, right? So, like, I'm tying that to this topic by saying, like, people's ahistoric understanding of this country and of this planet really speaks to why they make the comments they make. Some of the times when you see people are so rageful and angry and they're very myopic in how they speak about different things, it's because first, like I said, they don't do the history, but then also they don't understand how that shit affects them from a day-to-day basis and also in a larger social and political basis, right? So when you look at how these women are moving now, oftentimes they're moving in a way that I don't even think they fully understand or comprehend why. You know? Yeah, it's. I gave this example yesterday. You ever have one of your younger cousins or a kid that you're around, maybe even one of your kids, Kev, and you see them do something right out of spite or jealousy or anger, right? And they'll do it, and they don't even realize why they just did the shit, right? You know why they did it because you're an adult, right? But they'll do something like, let's say you have a daughter, you have a son, you gave your daughter a toy in front of your son, and your son grabs it and like throws a temper tantrum because you didn't give him the toy. You know he's doing it out of jealousy, but he don't even know he's doing it out of jealousy. I see that the same way I see sometimes how women move, right? Black women move, especially. Like you doing something out of a sense of jealousy or rage or anger for a position. Yeah.
Yeah, man, you're gonna have to rewind about a full minute. You were borging that entire time. Uh, well, while Mr. Z is fixing his audio problems, let me go read this super chat from Rogish the Buildmonger. Says y'all better listen to Mr. Z. He has a perspective that most of us don't. Yep, and we can listen to that perspective when he stops borging. So, thank you for the super chat, Roguish the Bill Monger. Yeah. So, Mr. Z just dropped out. He probably gonna come back in, or I mean, if he doesn't, then thanks for coming by. Uh, but I don't, when Borgin, when you're dropping gems, like damn. Yeah, yeah. Anthony Drossos, yeah, I agree. Yeah, he was getting good. Yeah, that shit was getting good. So hopefully he'll come back. Yeah, hopefully he'll come back. Well, let me drop a link, see in case anyone else wants to come up. All right, there you go. Look, Rael just asked me to drop the link. All right. Yeah, but get back to the original. Let's get back to the original topic. The original topic was words do not make you a victim, my people. And this is one of those. This is one of those good conversations. So anyway, yeah, man, learn learn your history when you come into the if you're going to use history as a part of your conversation piece, at least know what the fuck you're talking about. Mm. Yeah, but anyway, let me see. Hmm. All right, 44 likes, 40 people watching. All right. Carl Todad, what's going on? Once again, another sister hug. Broad acts out on Fresh and Fit, refusing to leave. Another example. Hey, yeah, Mr. Z mentioned the investment community, and is yeah, this is probably gonna be perceived as trying to bring women into the conversation. But here's the thing about that. Why is it that the divestment community cannot keep black men off of their minds, out of their mouths, off of their content? If they divest, why are they making a bunch of content about how they love white men? I mean, without I would say without mentioning black men. I mean, if for real, if for all these brothers out here that supposedly are worshiping all these white, I'm about to say snow bunnies, worshiping these white women, they're not out here on drastic campaigns. Now, the little slave themed wedding, now that shit was off and stupid and fucked up. I get that, but it's like in general, brothers aren't really doing that shit. So yeah, so I mean that's my thing. That's my thing. Why the divestment community people? Why the YouTubers like if black men are so if black men are such defeated, conquered or whatever, why is it that they can't stop talking about us? Because a lot of those people, a lot of these B1s and a lot of these divestment community women and a lot of these bidders, they wouldn't have any content without us. They wouldn't have any content without us, and I believe fully they should be thanking us. They should be thanking black men above anyone for their ability to continue to make and maintain their content, even for the little simps. And y'all know who I'm talking about. What's going on, Sir Anthony? I mean, it's either black men or the Black Manosphere. But it's about black men. They should be thanking us for being able to produce the content that they produce. Because without us, they wouldn't make it at all. Can you imagine being one without talking about and shitting on black men? Can you imagine that? They wouldn't have any goddamn content. Can you imagine the divestment community? They wouldn't have any content. So it's very little that, I mean, in reality, it's very little that any black man in any sector on this platform should worry about. Seriously, we're not going away no matter what fucking petition comes out. None of that shit. So what's up, Rael?
Peace, Kev. Peace to the chat as well. I'm just listening in. There comes a point in time where, the hamster got to come off the wheel and stop running in place. When it comes to these types of conversations, they really just represent a circle jerk. I was having a conversation with an African woman recently, and we were talking, and she used the word partner to describe, as far as having a husband. And I systematically broke it down to her why her husband is not a partner. He's a leader. And after I broke it down to her, she came to my side of the debate. But before she came to my side, I specifically asked her, since she thought she was a partner, I said, if you was my wife, I'll just sit back and let you lead the family. You go out there, you work, you be the driving force in terms of the direction of the family. I asked her, what would be the direction you believe the family needs to go in? And she said, I have no idea. I said, but wait a minute, you said you was a partner. So that means you have an equal share in the responsibility. I said, so that means you should have an idea, a clear idea of what direction you believe the family is supposed to go in. I said, because men are tasked with leading the family in the direction that they're supposed to go in. So what's going to be the direction you lead the family in? And once again, she said she had no clue of what direction the family needs to go in. I said, so why would you be a partner to anything when you can't even lead? And she ultimately got off of that point because she fairly quickly saw how silly the point is. This rage that we see on these females from their particular angle is not rage against Black men. It's actually rage against themselves, because they absolutely have no clue on what they're doing in terms of their personal lives. This is why they're so consumed with media. Their femininity has never been developed at all through the failures who, quote unquote, raised them, typically thought background type moms who basically set them up for failure, just like they were. But see, in American culture, failure doesn't No, nobody has ever said that women on welfare are failures. But we have seen black men, blue collar, hardworking black men, be considered lames. Educated black men considered lames. When has the definition of a failing thought? What when has it been the norm to call a black female, 2-3 generations in in broken family, considered failure or losers? It's not at all. Actually, the definition for those types is strong and independent. And when you see the word salad form, the verbal jujitsu when it comes to these different terms, what you have to realize is that you're not really dealing with a group of people who actually deal in reality. Because no matter what type of reason, sound, argument we make, they're going to come with some other point to try to make themselves be considered a victim. Because the problem with victimization in terms of self-infliction is that they not only get to be lazy, but they also get to walk away feeling like they're the moral superior of their enemies. And the reality of the situation is that these types, they view Cosby, men like him, they view him as the enemy, because if men like him get more traction, people of his ilk, people of his mindset, if they get more traction, the more they can exist. So what they do is they just do this dance where they give us the impression that they hate white folks. And their talking points is, I hate white people, and white people this, and they're raging at white people. But what we realize is that secretly they be in bed with the very white people they claim they're against. The very types of white people who have supported policies that have been the undermining of the black male authority in terms of family structure for decades. So, me personally, I'm pretty much sick and tired of the racial identity politics and the sexual identity politics and all that type of stuff. Because the truth of the matter is, the people who propagate all that nonsense, they be out here trying to get some money. I mean, it's just that simple. Being a victim, it pays, and it's paid for a long time. This is why people like Al Sharpton and these types of people, the Michael Eric Dysons, this is why they always keep a job, because being a victim, it pays. They can they can always get some dollars out of some white folks to line their pockets, so they can keep the masses of black people in check by trying to make it seem like they're really putting in some work when they're not really putting in work. The reality of the situation is that each individual family is going to have to come to terms with the direction that their family is going in. All the people that listen to these different shows, whether they're male or female, all these people that listen to these different shows, they're going to have to look all of their immediate family members in the face. If it's your mom around, if it's your dad around, if both of them around, if they're not around, grandparents, aunts, uncle, whoever, they're going to have to look them in the face and have a serious talk about what kind of direction do they want the family to go in. Because we're at that point where all bets are off. We live in a disruption type society now. Our notion of family and home is not what it used to be 30, 40 years ago. We live in a global economy. You know, we have competition with other groups of people from different places. And it truly is survival of the fittest. It's coming down to that. And so the reality is that if you are related to people who do not have a real focus on being in a position to where they can compete for the next 2-3 generations, man, these conversations really mean nothing, because it's just talk. Because it's some shit that's outside the gates, man, that's out here that, you know, Black people collectively don't get their stuff together, man. They're going to be just totally just out the frame. And so these types of conversations about, you know, being a professional victim, it allows people to not actually have to deal with the real issue on the table. And the real issue on the table is, what kind of family do you come from? This is what Bill Cosby was talking about in the Pound Cake speech. What he was really talking about was, what kind of family do you come from? What is the value system of the family that you come from? What position are your family members trying to put you in so you can be the best version of yourself? Or is your family members your biggest impediment or hindrance to your self-actualization in terms of being your best version of yourself? Because that's really what is going on out here. And until Black people across the board, I would say Generation X, definitely Millennial and Z, until those conversations are being had, is specifically with the thought moms, because they're the ones that's the most to blame. Until those conversations are had, we're going to keep getting mud slung in the direction of Black men, because Black men are just a soft target, easy target. But when they say Black men, they're just talking about a collective. Like, it's not like there's somebody that's just in their face that they're really referring to. They just want to sling it on to Black men as a collective, because they don't really have to deal with who they really need to deal with. The reality of the situation is the families that you come from have a much more of an impact on your outcomes, your adult outcomes in life, than in society. I mean, that's just the reality. Are there people that come from great families who fail? Of course, you always have your exceptions to the rule. But, you know, I mean, when you come from certain types of environments, and environments play a heavy factor, not just where you live, but the types of people that you're around, the types of values that are inculcated in you to be what they want you to be. And it's in a lot of these broken Black families, many of these so-called mothers do not want to see their children grow up and be successful. It doesn't matter if there's the boys or the girls. When you look at the situations out here, nobody can sit here and say that females are doing so great. You know, they give the illusion that they are, but they're not doing great. And we already know that the stats on Black boys and their reading level in the 8th grade. You know, one of the sisters that frequent these spaces, Shonda, she talks about how in the education system, how you know, they use special education for Black boys to just basically throw them to the wolves. Like, they don't even take the time to really try to see what the issues are. You know, it's kind of hard to be focused on education, you know, when you have a thought mother who is running all types of dudes through your house, you know, things like that. So, you know, these situations, man, you know, these conversations really are just more of a tit for tat, because many of the women do not really want to have the most serious conversation. And that conversation really ain't even with us. That conversation, man, is really going to have to go back to their family, and most notably their mothers, who are the primary reason why they're failing as women in their adulthood.
Mm. Wow, man, you said a lot. You said a lot. But one thing that jumped out at me a little bit, and please forgive me, chat, if like I missed something else that you might have wanted me to say. But one thing that does jump at me, and I do often think about it, is like, what are we having these conversations for? What do we care about the impact of these conversations, and what message we're actually trying to get out here to whoever is listening? And I do agree with a lot of what you said there. So yeah, we gotta understand that. I mean, I try to come as sincere as possible. Sometimes I be on a little troll shit, but I try to be as sincere as possible, and I don't want to be the guy that leads our people down a wrong path or a path that gets nothing done. So just know that when you listen to me talk, that's not the intent. Well, we've had Chaos Ring up here for quite a bit, and we'll get back to Mr. Z after Chaos Ring, because Mr. Z was dropping some gems. So we want him to get back to his gem dropping. But Chaos Ring, what's going on?
What's good, Roger? I mean, what's good, Kev?
All right. Oh,
All right.
okay.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
You can call Kev Roger. He is Roger for the weekends.
The Weekend Warrior. Shout out.
Okay. What's going on, Rogish? Welcome.
Respect.
Yeah, what's good?
Go ahead, Chaos.
If you notice that Kevin did call out where the word habitual line steppers. Now, I'm not sure if it was a shout out or something during the week, but he says about pushing the issue, always stepping the lines.
Long live.
Yeah. And it tells you this is one thing that they don't want black men to be doing, be that habitual line stepper into this modern era, this so-called 21st century. And the voice of the black man is very powerful, now that I think about it. Because think about this. Who else in the nation will want to silence the group of men in their communities? This is something new. It's never been heard of much. Only time I hear this is when it's targeting the black man. Isn't that ironic? Isn't that interesting? That tells you have black men, we have power than what we normally don't take for granted. That your actions and your voice do matter. It changes minds. It also even changes civilizations.
Facts.
So don't you ever forget that you're not effective. You are very effective. I mean, as you know, I had sit downs with a few consecrators about this same petition. And it wants to go as far as going to the legislation part of things. Because they think this is something, the sisters think that this is a sense of a national security. But we all know this system doesn't give a fuck about black people at the end of the day. Black man, black woman. If they're not making money off our black ass, they don't want to hear nothing at the end of the day. That's how I look at it. I'll leave it off on that.
All right, Chaos Rain. Yeah, we got a couple super chats I had to call out. Sun is Hot Raw. Is a question for the panel. Do you believe that black men can achieve success despite his poor upbringing because he learned from his mistakes from his trash family? The answer is yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything's possible nowadays.
Yeah. Now the likeliness, that's a whole different conversation, but possible, yes.
Possible, yeah, very possible. And Roger Report Live, thanks for the super chat. My habitual line stepper brother says, do not use my name in vain.
Roger's just the Kevin during the weekdays, and Kevin's just the Roger during the weekends. I swear these the same niggas. Now I'm playing.
You know, the big man himself of the Mansour labeled out the habitual line stepper. So it is very important, as you know.
The big man of the manosphere himself.
What other crew is as consistent? What other crew is there of the Black Manosphere?
So you trying to say the habitual line steppers are the Wu-Tang of the Manosphere?
You motherfucking right, cuz. That's
Wu-Tang
exactly what the fuck they forever, cuz.
Oh
Facts.
man, protect your neck.
Motherfucking Capadonna and Rael's Capadonna, nigga.
Oh man, but you know,
And
kind of what.
Nameless is Killer Priest.
Oh yeah, nameless is a motherfucking beast.
You know what I mean?
Oh man, but you know, going back to this victim talk. So, the way I see it is, for them, it's you're supposed to ride with them no matter what, and it's your goal to fix everything no matter what. And speaking of what Rael, speaks about all the time, for them, it's I don't care if I came from a broken home. I don't care if my mental is fucked up. I don't care if I wear this other person's hair on my head. I don't care if my lashes are 18 feet long. I don't care. I don't care if I bleach. I don't care if I wear eye contacts. I don't care if I have mental issues. You're supposed to ride with me and fix everything. Even if I don't want to be fixed, you're supposed to drag me kicking and screaming, show me paradise, and convince me to fix myself, or you just fix me. And I'm saying that because of what I was trying to tell you earlier is I found myself going down this weird rabbit hole of one of the sisters channel that advocates swirling and divesting and all that other foolishness yesterday by accident, and I should have jumped off a building, but you know I went down the rabbit hole, and one of her videos that she did was on black men. What did she say? Goldman Sachs is doing what black men should do. Now that's very ahistoric. No man is obligated. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think people understood what, like, when you. I said this before. When you advocate for something, when you believe in something, there's the positives that all of us can instantly list off, but there are negatives that come with that, right? Okay, I'll use slavery for example. Let's go extreme. What were the negatives with slavery? Nigga, you ain't got no food no more if you can't work or if you can't make a way, right? You don't have shelter anymore. You don't have food anymore. Now we understood what comes with that shelter and that food during slavery, right? But you don't have shelter anymore. No guaranteed shelter, no guaranteed food, right? Now, but you still wanted to be free though, because quite frankly, being free mattered way more than whatever bullshit ass thing they were giving you on the plantation as quote unquote clothes and food and shelter, whatever rags they were giving you as clothes.
Right.
When second wave feminism came about, I don't think women understood what the fuck they were signing up for. The intellectual women understood it, the designers understood it, right? But your run-of-the-mill sister right now living in the 21st century, she don't understand the Faustian bargain that her grandmothers went with, or her mothers went with when they signed that shit. Men aren't obligated to you anymore. So if you went to a bank and they decided to, hey, yeah, we'll put $10 billion behind black women, and yeah, at the end of the day, it's gonna screw most of them, but yeah, we'll do it. Then that's perfectly okay. But men aren't obligated to do that for you. That goes for black men, white men, Asian men, Latino men, or any man. So this is what black men should be doing. No. Now, if you want to have a moral conversation, that's different. But if you're gonna have a moral conversation, morality got to be on the table all the time. You can't pick and choose when you want to talk morality and who should be doing this and whose role this is, right? And this goes back to the conversation that we have all the time in this space, and that KS brings up all the time, which is you want to be modern, but you want me to be traditional and hold me to that standard, right? And you want to dibble and dabble on what parts of traditional values you want to play in, and then what parts of modernity you want to play in, and you can't have it both ways, And I'll end with this. I was on Art of Immor's channel a few nights ago, and he finally showed me the clip with BGS of a white lady talking about, the issue that they're having is that, and I said this before, our society has socialized men to be women's helpmate, and it's not just a black thing, generally speaking. So
Right.
what you find is that a lot of young men, when you get to younger Xers, millennials, and Gen Z, they don't necessarily have a problem if their girlfriend or their wife make more money than them, right? The problem is the women got the problem, right? And this is a white lady that's like, we can't have it both ways, ladies, right? And she was saying like, women will ride out all the way until you get to the stop that says, oh yeah, by the way, you're gonna be making significantly more than your male spouse. Then they can't do it no more, right? So, in other words, I think eventually this is gonna turn back, and it ain't gonna be men that turn it back. It's gonna be women, right? Because a part of them doesn't see you as masculine if you either don't make as much as her or if you don't got a certain status like her. But then what was the whole point of this feminism movement, right? Tying that to victimtality. At the end of the day, I really truly believe the reason why they're claiming this victim stuff is because KS is shining a light on the hypocrisy that is their worldview. That's what all of this is. He's asking them simple questions and they're exposing themselves. And they're exposing how hypocritical they are, how naive they are, right? How myopic they are. And that's he's not doing anything other than asking them simple questions and letting them answer it however they want. Right? and that's destroying all of their ideas about, oh well, I could just go swirl. Well, white men be watching this shit too. Y'all look crazy to them too, right?
Hey,
well,
it's a whole bunch of Mega Stallion foot shots going on in there.
You know what? On that note, I'll end right there.
They put a petition out for him. It's like, you stupid bitches.
Because they want us to be naive.
Oh,
at the end of the day, think about it, Rogish. Think about Kev. Think about it, Ryle. They want us to be naive. They want young, dumb, naive niggas, or young, dumb, naive, non-black men, right? They just want you. They want to know the whole game and how to play it, but they want you to be naive, and that way they could play you, do what they want to do, and dip off with the bag when they're done.
So that means these bitches is playing Monopoly, and they want you to be the motherfucking iron, nigga.
You already heard the crib before. You playing checkers, they playing chess.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. That is crazy. That's crazy. That's nuts because I mean, okay, so and this shows you how deep the programming of the gynocracy actually is. You know what I'm talking about? The fact that they will put out a petition of all things, it's like, look, just keep going. That's your fight, and you know what I'm saying, trying to beat his rhetoric and his ideology. Keep doing that. But the moment you put a petition in, that means that you're trying to get help. That means that if all he's saying is present yourself in the fashion to where we can see this level of integrity, this level of character, this level of understanding and receptivity, and you're going to outside forces like, look, help us to stop him. How is he the issue? Like
Rogish,
you said,
I gotta cut you off real quick.
Go ahead.
Good. They're going to outside forces. Who are the outside forces?
Shit, I don't know who they send petitions to.
No. You already know I'm going with this. The white man, because they tried with the black. They tried it with black lanes, right? They tried with Boyce Watkins. They tried with Derek Jackson. They tried with these other black men of note that kind of disagree with us or pretend like they disagree with us. Because half of these niggas, in their quiet time, if you find them in a barbershop, they know exactly what the fuck we're saying, right? So at the end of the day, when they realize, oh shit, this ain't working. When I tried, look, Derek Jackson fell off the fucking edge of the cliff by him damn self, right? Boyce couldn't do shit with us, right? Umar low key know exactly what we talking about, but he pretended like he don't know. So and everybody know it, right? Tariq riding with us on the low, right? So all these people that they've been trying to send at us either agree with us on the low or decapitated their own self. And so at the end of the day, they gotta go to the pilgrim, like you said. You know, and I'm sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead.
No, but that means that at the end of the day, also, they know they all supposed to roll. there's not supposed to be any hesitation in whatever the sphere is presenting in this. There's no hesitation in it because it's not built off of bullshit. It's not built off of just plain ass rhetoric or nothing. These are think tanks that go on every fucking day, and they don't think that people are actually sharpening themselves. That's why after every fucking, you know what I'm saying, live that I'm on, I say thank you for the sharpening, gentlemen. Because you niggas is making me into a better motherfucking person, cuz.
I agree.
Let me say this. It's easy to say that they're trying to enlist white zaddy. That's easy to say, but I beg to differ. That's not who they're going for. That's not who they're not when it comes to the court of public opinion. They're going for other women.
Oh,
They're going for other women.
yeah,
Because
I can see that.
because it's just like in the so-called educated lane and Pookie debate. The reason why there was so much pushback from the Pookie side, because the Pookie side knows that if the educated lane side becomes the lead dog, all that game shit ain't gonna work no more. It's gonna go out the window. When women have a standard to the point where they say, you gotta come with more than that. You gotta come with more than a mouthpiece. Because many have gotten over with that. Nothing productive, but just game, which is nothing but inverted female seduction. So really, even game is some bitch shit. Because men don't have to seduce women. When men are on their shit, women, a true woman, a true feminine woman, is going to be ready to follow that program. It's because it's in her nature to. It's in her nature to. And so,
so is that to say that the brothers operating who believe that they're operating at 100, maybe you know so is on them that that there's a lacking in, you know, I guess the submission of their union or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like because you know,
women are not stupid. They might play stupid, but they're not stupid. They know when a man compromises his integrity for some ass. And the thing about women is that they can give you some ass and still not respect you.
Facts. Motherfucking facts. Yeah.
So I've been saying this to dudes for a long time. Just because a woman has sex with you doesn't mean she respects you. Yeah. You should be all about your sense of self-respect. What Scarface said, he said, man, all I got in this world is my word and my balls, and I don't break it from nobody.
Yeah.
He was about that respect, man. So this whole game, see, the problem, this is the reason they have a problem with Kevin, is because from an image standpoint, as far as Black America, he could fit the game motif if he wanted to. But he doesn't do that. He uses the image to deconstruct that whole silly notion of every Black man having to be this cool motherfucker with game all the goddamn time, this fictional person. Why you can't write code as a Black man and be a cool motherfucker too?
Facts.
See, he's rewriting that algorithm, and these motherfuckers are malfunctioning because the algorithm that they was on was all about that shit. So now, because they have to go with a different algorithm, and they don't have the attributes of a feminine woman because they weren't taught that shit. Their world is being turned upside down,
asunder.
it's been torn asunder. So now, so they gotta come with something, but it ain't what people think. It might seem like, okay, it's, they're gonna try to get white zaddy. Well, in this environment, first of all, it's gonna be hard to come at somebody like Kevin on some white zaddy type shit when it's a lot of white boys that be looking for him for advice.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
So that shit gonna be hard within itself. So you can't do that. So who else is your option? What does a thought mom, who does she enlist to go against the lady? Did she enlist she enlists the child, especially the daughters. Because
Alexa, cue up the video of the girl disrespecting her dad over the cell phone. Y'all seen that video, right?
Right. So if she can get the daughter to be against the masculinity, she won. She's won. She has accomplished her goal. She gets to be in a position where she's the victim. She's been the one that's wrong, and then her children, most notably her daughters, who gonna grow up to be just like her, they're gonna defend her ideology by exemplifying the very behavior that she's done her whole life.
And multiplying that shit.
It's a multiplier effect.
Yeah.
So somebody like Kevin, who could come, because if Kevin wanted to really be on like pimp type shit, and his shit would be more than $1 million if he wanted to come that way. He could go that way if he wanted to.
He actually wishes to help though.
He's completely confusing the shit out of them because in their world, they ain't never seen a black man like him.
Right.
They ain't never seen a black man like him. That shit, a black man to them in a suit like that, he's foreign. That's a foreign concept.
Standing on pure integrity.
On integrity. So now a bitch who ain't got no integrity, who's coming from a coven of females who doesn't have any integrity. I've seen Kevin talk to multiple females on his show.
When you say coven? I know it. I said it to myself. This nigga said coven.
Yeah.
No, for real.
I've seen him talk to females on his platform who have said, I can't talk about this femininity stuff around my female relatives. I can't do it. They will try to make me feel like I'm weak. I'm not a real woman. I don't need to be trying to bow down to no men, because in their mind, being a feminine woman, submissive woman to the true nature of a man, that's weakness. That's why we've been hearing from them for all these years, I'm strong. Well, when you hear the word strong, the first thought in your mind doesn't come to is a woman, because it's not an attribute that you need from a woman. It's strength like that. You know what I'm saying? You need the softer shit. That's what you need. So the fact that these, and I've heard this from black females, the fact that you have black females who say they can't even be soft, comforting, nurturing, all those things that will get them quality mates, they can't even be that way around their female relative, shows you how destructive the environments that they're in, because we think the environment is just this whole big place. That's not female environment. Female environment is a crack through the door. Women see a crack in the door. That's their world. We have to see the fucking world. We have to see the whole picture.
Tornado.
We have to see everything, but they don't, because what's required of them is not the same thing that's required of us. So when they come out here with some petition stuff like that, it's not really. It's really a cry for help. So not
to cut you off, Raw, but you're speaking to the genetics of the situation. Do you think that there can be a social conditioning that actually erodes the, you know what I'm saying, subconscious and the, you know what I'm saying, epigenetic, you know what I'm saying, principal genetics that's attached to their original character.
That was going to be my little bit of pushback on Raw too, because I don't think you could put the game genie back in the bottle. I think we could try to start now, but I don't think that should go back in the bottle for a couple generations. I don't that game genie. No, that shit's fucking thick. And I agree with what Raw is saying, where Kevin is challenging that. I think that shit got epically hot with the Tupac motif. Like Pac was the nigga that's the nigga that for them is like the epitome of what the fuck they're looking for, right? Artistic, intelligent, tatted, hood nigga. Like all these different things that you would think conflict put into one dude that they find attractive, right? So Kevin is changing that. Go ahead. Go.
Mm-hmm. You know what? You want to know what Bill Cosby and Tupac share in common? You want to know what they share in common? They both got hit with the same fucking charge.
True. Yep. Yeah.
They both got hit with the same bullshit charge.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? That means that this shit is a bullshit ass game.
No, that's true.
And that's what I've been saying. Like even I've said, you know, to the so-called Pookie type dudes, y'all stop falling for this shit. Stop falling for it. Because as long as y'all keep falling for it, it makes them thumb their noses up at the productive men and say, we don't have to do it.
What are they falling for, though? What is it that they're falling for, though?
Okay. You know how they say imitation is the highest form of flattery?
Right.
A nigga that's spitting game is imitating a bitch.
Okay, go ahead. Go into that.
Okay, so why do you think they had these fucking dudes that was on rainbow shit as their best friends? Because it was the highest form of flattery. They don't even. I've said this a long time ago.
God damn. Okay.
I said this a long time ago. That a bitch nigga is one step away from being on a rainbow flag. He one step away. So they already know that if you own that shit, they already know you a weak dude.
Okay. So there can be no submission even in the subconscious, gender principle, epigenetic, you know what I'm saying, line of that shit.
No.
Okay. So an aspect of weak cats being bred, you know what I'm saying? Is it that motherfuckers are choosing shit that makes them be receptive as weakness to the chick, or is it that they're growing up actually weak due to, you know what I'm saying, environmental issues or what?
Somebody like Kevin is he's the enemy at their gate.
Right.
He is somebody that it has the potential to change their environment, which will force them to do the very thing that we have heard Black women say for decades that they do not want to do in regards to us, which is what? Compete.
This is the thing that's going on here. You know what I'm saying? Kevin is just doing it publicly. Kevin ain't saying nothing new. Kevin is saying the same thing a ton of other people that are going. And truth be told, Kevin ain't got much of an issue to worry about. Now, my thing is, what is Kevin saying that ain't everybody else ain't saying? Nothing. He's saying the same stuff. Not, you know what I'm saying? He's just being successful in public with it. You know what I'm saying? Him rising up so quick and getting so many subs in such a short period of time. And you know, those two world star hip hop videos got so much attention on him. It ain't like what he's not. He's basically a representative. I call him a lightning rod for the Black Manosphere talking point. That's really what he is. But he's just a guy at the end of the day, and they just see him as a guy. Truth be told, we got more problems to worry about than he do, because look. If you pay attention to what that the person who started the petition said. He's galvanizing other men. I don't know the exact words they said. He's galvanizing other men to be violent toward women. Who you think the other men are? Who you think the other men are?
Yeah.
He's sitting on 1 million subs. Kevin gonna be fine. If they gotta clean somebody up, who you think it's gonna be?
Mm.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
better
saying?
get
My
that
thing is-
NordVPN.
No, my thing is, we as black people, we look at this stuff the wrong way sometimes, and I get tired of
Wait.
myself.
So you mean to say the petition is primarily trying to push some inevitable violence shit?
No, that the petition said that he's basically galvanizing men to be violent toward women, especially black women.
Ain't
It
that
said,
a bitch?
it said that, you know what I'm saying? That's me paraphrasing what it said.
Yeah.
And so my point is, Kevin ain't the person with the issue.
Yeah.
Kevin is at 1 million subscribers. He making his money. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him for shooting up. You know what I'm saying? Well beyond where everybody else shot up too. But he don't have no problem. It's gonna be everybody else's channel got a problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if they try to snuff something out, you think they're gonna start with him? They're not gonna take him. Ain't nobody finna remove him because he's a money making machine. Everything comes down to dollars at the end of the day. Nobody cares about your opinion unless you're gonna put some money behind it. See, when stuff was on television and things like that, you could sway people because nobody really knew where the money was coming from. They
Yep.
just know the advertisers pushing the money and all that type of stuff. Everything is real speculative. You can guesstimate it to a certain degree. But when you're talking about social media, you know exactly what's happening. He good. He ain't the beginning of what's being talked about. He's just another dude doing it.
Right.
The only thing different is he's doing it in public. You think these women ain't had a man in a suit tell them the same stuff before? No, the issue, he's doing it in the public forum. And if anything happens to people, it ain't gonna happen to him. It's gonna happen to the rest of us.
Right.
Raj, I wanted to go into one word that stuck out to me that you said, violence, right? And what does violence look like to them? It doesn't necessarily have to be physical, right? So, Rogish did a good job focusing on that word too. But the word violence, it's violence because you're not a dumb lame. Kev and this whole entire space, the whole manosphere, not just black men. Obviously, we only care about us mostly, but the whole manosphere, we're doing violence because you're waking dudes up. You're making dudes at least question some of the motives that they see, some of the moves that their girlfriend make, that their mom make, that their sisters make, right? The fact that you even are having these dudes question shit is violence to women, right? Because now he might not be so easy to sway. Now he might not be so easy to play. Now when she put the vagina on the table, he might not pick it up off of nothing. Just, oh crap, no, I haven't had sex in 2 years, right? He might not be so desperate now.
Yeah.
So that's violence in their mind. Go ahead.
Well, my thing is that's why we, especially as men, need to stop using words the way women tell you to use words. Why y'all think the meaning of words change over time? Because a woman said and everybody else start acting like she in charge of language. It ain't no such thing as violence. If ain't nothing physical happen, there was no violence. There is no violence without physical touch. Period. There is no violence. Stop.
Your words are violence, Raj. Your words are violence.
Bro. I understand that some people don't understand stuff on the levels that I understand certain stuff on. You keep repeating violence, that's when they come get you, because now you've agreed to it.
Yeah,
there is no violence. You cannot call out a liar if you're agreeing to their terms. Just flat out tell the truth. They lying. Somebody wrote some stuff and lied about violence. There is no evidence of violence. If someone questioned the violence, show me the evidence of it. But if you sitting there talking about, well, it's violence because of how they, no. Violence means you doing something physically. If there is no violence, I'm not calling it that. I know a person lied though, and if a person gonna lie on somebody else, let's deal with the liar.
Hey, y'all. Let's deal with a lie real quick. I want you to direct your attention to the screen. Now, the young lady.
Get the fuck out of here.
Did you read the shirt?
Let's read the shirt. Read the shirt. You were brainwashed into thinking European features are the epitome of beauty. See, when I see her wearing this shirt like this.
Wait, nigga, epitome? Epitome, nigga.
Hey, man, I was gonna let it go, goddamn. I let it go.
Nah, that nigga over there blazing this shit. That nigga, That's that Weekend Warrior kush.
Hey, you ever seen the emoji when somebody like the gif when somebody's like, wait, did you see what I see? Did you see you saw the thing? Hey, I did that in the car right now. I'm like, did this see?
I had to do that.
I let
for
it go
Toya.
though. I let it go.
I had to do that for Toya. Shout
Yeah,
out to
hey,
Twitter.
Toya is a grammar Nazi. Toya is a grammar Nazi.
Yeah.
Oh
Well, she
man.
more S&M with the grammar shit.
Yeah.
Well, epitome, epitome, whatever.
I'm gonna use that like a motherfucker though, cuz for real. Nigga. Epitome, nigga, what it do, cuz? That's deliciously black, nigga. Hell yeah. Put that shit in there.
Oh
Hey,
God,
but
somebody said Kareem said the shit. Kareem said the shit in the comments.
epitome. Man,
No,
let
but
me
go
tell
ahead,
you
Kev.
something.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you something, man. This implies that European features mean that she has to be in somewhat decent shape, like thinner, like maybe
Yeah.
75 to 100 pounds lighter from the way this
Mhm.
appears.
Mhm.
I get tired of this shit, man.
Mm.
I get tired of people pushing this message like being in shape somehow only belongs to a white person, like saying a complete sentence only belongs to a white person, like the big old bubble booty only belongs to a black woman. Like, I don't get the stupid shit. I don't.
It's man, I've been hearing this type of shit my entire life. And it's always perplexed me because I can admit that, hey, Mr. Z done let himself go a little bit, right? But I will never say, hey, being fit is some European shit, like just to make myself feel better at night. Like, if this is how far you have to go to make yourself feel better about what you see in the mirror, then maybe you should go work out, because that's going to be way easier than lying to yourself every single day when you look in the mirror. And I know you hate scales, so I'm not going to tell you that you broke your scale. You probably haven't had a scale in like 20 years. But if this is the mental gymnastics that you're going through to excuse what you see in the mirror, you might as well actually get into gymnastics or something, right? Instead of doing the mental
Ain't no
gymnastics.
mirrors, man.
Right? Ain't no mirrors in the
she got a
bathroom?
mirror? You think she got a mirror at home? Honestly, do y'all think she has
No,
a mirror
yeah,
at
no.
home?
All jokes aside, I think she got a mirror at home. She got a mirror at home. She got a mirror at home. She just lies to herself, Raj, when she look in the mirror.
Man, chicks like that go to the club too.
Yep.
Man,
She got a mirror at home, Raj. She got one. Go ahead.
If you happen to be out, let's say y'all riding public transportation. Let's say you're on a L train or a subway. Because I know people live in different places. Stuff is called different things. If you're on an L train or a subway and you see somebody who looks like her with a shirt with that on it, what would you do?
Ignore.
You seriously? Yep. Because I know what that is.
Now. I ain't even. I'm gonna say you got to be kidding me.
You gonna say that?
Are you serious?
You a G?
Why not?
I'ma just ignore.
No.
I swear I'm gonna ignore it. I swear I'm ignore it.
That nigga not a G. He disturbing his peace. So you know.
Oh yeah, because that shit might turn into something else. True.
No. This is my thing. When people do this, stuff. You know what I'm saying? But when you going this far beyond, I mean, it's one thing to be big, but to put that shirt on while you're big, that's a whole different story. Like, I got to question you at that particular point. I'm seriously gonna ask, like, why are you doing this? For real. We don't call people out for stuff. You see what I'm saying? So they feel like doing this type of stuff is okay.
We assuming that this is only the brothers, because if you think about it, really, they need to, this is one of the mirror statements that they always throwing, and that's projection, really.
And that's direct.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
And that's exactly why I'm calling it out, because I am a brother.
I mean, when you have Spelman that's supposed to be an elite HBCU having to stop their sports program. There were so many students, chicks that were dying 18, 19, 20 from shit like diabetes and heart disease and stuff like that. I mean, they ended their program. Like, they don't have no money. I mean, hell, Bill Cosby gave them some money to the point where the endowment went to them over $1 billion. So again, what's the issue with them? If they're supposed to be the cream of the crop type black females, and if they are having issues with weight, then this ain't got nothing to do with no damn European standards, man.
No.
We're talking about something completely different now, because this is cutting across all socioeconomic background. Usually when they try to make these arguments, they try to put females like this face on it to make it seem like it's just some hood chick on this shit. You know, I've seen educated black females try to do the same thing when certain behaviors are called out. They'll try to say things like, "Well, that's y'all just used to dealing with the chicks from the hood," as if college educated black females don't do hood shit too.
So let me ask you something, Rob. What do you think is attributed to them at that level and still putting on that same overindulgence type of weight that they put on at the
baller belly? Level? Why you just call it you know what you call it?
The baller bellies, yeah. You a fool, see?
Well, I mean, real talk, y'all. Real talk, because this is a real shirt. I'm looking at it trying to see if this is Photoshop.
No, that's real. No, that's not Photoshop. Nope.
It's a real shirt.
That's real.
When do you call people out for this? Like, bro, if you gonna make an exercise video, look like something the people want to strive to be. You see what I'm saying? Bro,
eat it for real though.
It's an exercise video.
No, bro. What I'm saying is, look. What I'm saying is this. Look, I can't.
Raj, no disrespect though, Raj. I'm laughing from crying. Like Raj is being serious, like serious shit. But I'm laughing to keep from crying because what you're saying is some real shit. Like,
but that was a Freudian slip. It ain't nothing work out about this motherfucker, but he thinking in the back of his mind as he talking, bitch, you need to lose some weight. You gonna be wearing some shit like that, showing that belly.
This is what I'm saying. Look, I understand we live in America and you have a right to be fat, and I'm a pro-freedom person. So I'm not tripping about that. But if you gonna put on certain stuff, I'm just saying, if you're gonna put on certain stuff, you should somewhat look the part. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying she don't have a right to be fat. You know. But why would you be fat?
Wait, before Rayo answer Rogesh's question, I want to say this. Rogesh and Raj, you remember when we were talking about Stacey Abrams and we were talking about the other sister, and I was like, hey, they both looked similar, right? Yes, okay. There's a clip of Brittany Cooper on a panel, and she was talking, and they talked about like this weight thing with black women. Now, mind you, this is a professor, y'all, and she essentially what she was saying was this shirt type shit, right? And remember, Brittany Cooper is heavy, like not even slightly, like you know the type of heavy that even like your average nigga wouldn't let slide and be like, oh, she thick. No. There's no she thick excuses coming from nobody. No, she's beyond the excuse heavy, right? And she's beyond the excuse heavy.
Go ahead. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm saying like y'all everybody doesn't seem like a muscle shirt, right?
Yeah.
So guys, put your muscle shirt on, go to the gym. Like if you skinnier than a toothpick as a guy, you don't put no muscle shirt on. That's just something you don't do. That's all I'm saying. Like there's certain stuff, bro. It's certain stuff you're supposed to just steer clear of.
Oh, shit.
Well, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's all I'm saying. So, her with this shirt, like, bro, this shirt wasn't for you. I don't even know why they made it this size. This shirt was not for you.
But no, Raj, the shirt was made for her. That's the thing. The mental gymnastics that she's trying to do right now, the shit was made for her. It wasn't made for a sister that's nice and fit and cute and for her it's like, you know what? Brothers be chasing after the white girls. Nah, not her. That shirt wasn't made for them. The shirt was made for her because she's the one that really is like, you know what? These black men, they issues, they like these white girls, right? It's not her weight for her. It's not that. It's not the fact that she has the air quotes confidence to wear that shit damn near like a halter top. The shirt was made for her
No.
because she needs that justification.
Look, all y'all wrong. That shirt was made for women. She was
That
going at
shirt
the
was made for her
sisterhood
big
with.
brother. That shirt was-
She going at the
Shit.
sisterhood with. Like, look at them braids. You know what I'm saying?
That what she
That's
saying. That what she
all this
saying.
black culture.
That what she's saying right now. Y'all niggas don't know no damn. Y'all don't know what no good loving is. To y'all. Hey man, y'all know somebody.
I mean,
Oh, you know what? I get it now. So the fact that she's showing fat and all that, that's part of the politics.
I mean, at the end of the day,
I
it's
mean,
take me as I am. Go ahead.
Or it could be.
all I'm
Mhm.
saying is, as black men, when are we supposed to call something out? Like, this is just getting
Never,
too far.
Raj.
Always.
Never.
I'm not saying that people can't make a shirt that say something like that, bro. But come on now, you can't. You gotta have to be the right people to put it on. Like, you cannot be like,
That nigga
Bro,
said the right
I mean,
people,
you can't look like-
God damn.
bro. I'm saying you can't look like I'm trying to think of a person. You know what? I'm gonna say Chris Farley. He did already. Chris Farley. You can't look like Chris Farley and come out with the new exercise video that people supposed to use at home. I'm just saying it's when you do certain stuff, there has to be certain things that go with it for it to make sense. And you talking about brainwashing and European features? Come on now, you can't tell me somebody rejecting you has anything to do with a European at this particular point. No, the only thing European, maybe the people who made that shirt was European, but that's about it. That's the only thing that a European is gonna be involved in with the rejection part. That's about it.
The inner rapper coming out of Raj right now.
That's what it is.
Bro,
I'm
saying, bro. I'm just saying. I'm not
Tell
saying
him why
you
you
can't
mad,
be
son.
fat.
Tell him why you mad, son.
Tell him why you mad, son.
Tell him why you mad, son.
Bro, I'm just saying. I'm not saying you can't be fat, but come on. If you fat, there's just certain stuff you shouldn't be putting on. Just come on, man.
Man, let me tell you something. It's like, you know how people be talking about I fought the law and the law won?
Yeah.
It's like I fought bacon and bacon pretty much.
Don't blame bacon for that, bro. That's more than bacon. Don't blame bacon's like, hey, this is not me. This is hamburgers. This is bacon. This
Look,
is
y'all
not
missing,
exercising.
y'all missing everything. Look at the face. That's what you look at. Look at the face. Look at the intent. Look at the determination.
Yeah.
Bro,
That is exactly what she wants it to be. That is exactly what she wants it to be.
Yeah,
what
good
am I
point.
supposed to do with a woman who, let's say, she approached you as a woman?
Except her ass is, nigga. That's what she wants. That's what
you
you
know
know
what?
Kevin Samuels with. Hey, I'm 300 pounds. Accept me as is, even though I know you prefer a size 4.
I think you're using the wrong word, Rogus. It's not
Get me
accept
in
me. Because accepting means like she's like you said, she's coming to you. No.
Yeah.
First of all, I shouldn't even have to walk up to you as this sister. You should have been the second you saw me, you should have been hop, jump, skipping over shit to get to me. The fact that you didn't come to me on some drooling shit is
You in the wrong.
disrespectful. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm trying to say something. This is no joke. Let's just say, because you had those signs. Sometimes a woman approaches a man. It does actually happen. What am I supposed to think if a woman who looked like this approached me with that shirt on? What am I supposed to think at that particular? You think I'm not gonna read the shirt?
Hey, you know what though? You know what you're supposed to think?
Mm.
You were supposed to think you were brainwashed into thinking European people are the epitome.
No, but in all honesty, and to answer Roger's question and 100% seriousness, you should be disrespected. That as a man, as a black man, you should feel disrespected because she thinks you're that gullible and that naive. She thinks you're that weak. That shirt should convince you that if you do not find her attractive, you are buying into some European standard. That's the whole point of the shirt. In all honesty.
Hey, Roger,
It's to shame you. Go ahead.
Hey, whole white bitches ain't epitome nothing.
Hey Roger, I put that
Yes,
comment
sir.
on the screen just for you, man.
She probably
man.
from Chicago.
Oh, that's cold, cuz.
But bro, I mean, I'm just
Now
being
she killing
for
out
real.
here in Texas though. Let's keep it real though, nigga. Out here, they
If a
love it.
woman her size walk up to me with that shirt on, there is no possible way for me. Forget about her weight. I cannot come to any conclusion, but she dumb as a brick. Because if you come to me with this shirt on at that size and expecting me to buy into what that shirt say while you have it on, if you that dumb to think I'm dumb enough to believe that, you an incredibly dumb person.
So how smart would she have to be though? For you
If
to
she'd have
believe
been
it?
smart enough to pick another shirt, we ain't got
No, small, not smart. How
Oh.
small would
small?
she have? How small would she have to be for you to believe that she believes? You know what I'm saying? What's on that shirt?
I mean, I ain't gonna believe in no way, but you can at least be like a let's say she what's the average height of a woman? Like 5'3", 5'4"?
No,
Okay,
5'4",
I mean, at
5'4",
least
168.
She about
169,
Okay.
169, 168. Yeah,
too.
yeah.
She about
I'm saying,
5'6".
if she's 5'4", I mean, I'm saying you need to be around maybe like 130 pounds, maybe 140 tops. Maybe you could be thick, but that's about. I mean, if you're actually thick, not fat, but if you're actually thick, that's about it. I can't see. You know what I'm saying? Being beyond 140 with that shirt on, that don't make sense.
Right.
It just stops making sense at a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it don't make sense.
So
really.
if she was at let's say at her optimum health, then you would still strike conversation and in opposition or
I'm
whatever.
still gonna talk about. I would talk about how dumb this shirt is, regardless. But at least she's small enough to make me believe she thinks the shirt has some level of merit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's switch it up. Let's say she was banging. Let's say she was motherfucking banging. Would you still approach her as if, well, yeah, you dumb for wearing
I'm not
that
approaching no woman with no shirt on with this dumb message. I'm sorry, bro. You too.
So if she approaches you, if she approaches you with this shirt on, and she bad, she a baddie.
If she bad,
Ayana Angel, hold up, Ayana Angel bad, cuz you know what I'm talking about,
bro. I would engage in more conversation with a woman because she looks
Lacey Duvall bad, nigga.
Bro. I would engage in more conversation.
This nigga went triple X on him.
Bro, I'm just keeping it real. I would engage in more conversation with a better looking woman who had this shirt on. But at the end of the day, she's already an idiot in my mind. She's wearing this shirt. She an idiot. I don't want no idiot.
I swear to God, you got the gentlest gorilla pimp hand in the game, cuz.
With a velvet glove on. We've been cutting off Rael. Rael been trying to get in for minutes. Go ahead, Rael. I know you was trying to say some shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, my bad, Rael, because I sure cut you off. But this shirt is really
Hey, you know y'all fucked up, bro. Raj got the most discipline in the game. This nigga couldn't even say.
Keep rocking, Roger. I'm listening.
I'm saying the levels of disrespect with this shirt on right here is amazing. This is amazing that she thinks it's okay to walk outside the house with this on, and I know she thinks it's okay because she took a picture with it on.
And she mean it, by the way. Don't y'all get it twisted. And this is going back to what I was saying before. She means this shit. This is not her trying to put on. She means this shit, and that's the scariest part of it. Yeah. The scariest part to me, there's a difference between a person that is they're pretending or they're fronting for you, but they know what it really is, and then a person that has convinced themselves that this is what it is, right? She's one of those people that have convinced herself that this is what it is. So trying to get her to lose weight is a no-go, right? You can't do nothing with her because she ain't gonna lose the weight.
So is she going at sisters that wear the long, blonde, flowy wigs as well? I mean, because that shit got two sides to that coin with that one. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? It's my policy that me personally, I wouldn't talk to any sister with blonde in their hair. You know what I'm saying? That's a guaranteed mark of a hoe right there to me. You know, women can say whatever they want to. I don't know any hoes I don't know no chick that ain't a hoe that got a blonde wig on or wearing blonde hair or colored their hair blonde or anything like. I don't know none of them that ain't a hoe. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at the who the music industry pushes, Yeah, because you know what I'm saying. Y'all, the girls I deal with, I asked them. Well, when one of them had a blonde wig, I told them don't ever put blonde on again. And I asked them, who do y'all see out there with I said, what woman y'all see out there with blonde on? They said Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, of course. And I was like, ain't those so hoes wear blonde wigs, right? They was like, what you mean? I was like, what was their jobs before they got into the music industry? They strippers. Oh, okay, strippers, hoes. Well, I don't know no strip club. I'm not saying it don't exist, so can't nobody say I'm putting it on everybody. But I'm not aware of strip clubs where women aren't hoes. I'm not aware of strip clubs where even if she's not a hoe right from Jump Street, it's not the next step to becoming a hoe.
Man, well,
I'm not aware of those strip clubs.
Man, you never watched the Players Club, man.
I was about, damn it! You beat me to it. You beat me to it. Exactly.
Yeah, you know what? That's why Cube had to make a motherfucking fallacy, because most strip clubs, every strip club I done been in, yeah, the chicks is eventually home.
They
ain't going there. You can't even use the not all women are like that argument in no strip club. Them hoes is hoes.
Yeah.
Period. In the story. Ain't even no caveat, well, exception. Man, the bitch stripping, she a hoe to me.
Hey, and they got a price to go all the way. And don't ask me how I know, but they got a price to go all the way.
They damn sure.
All right,
what makes them.
I'll just leave it there. I'll just leave that shit. Hey, y'all know I'm from Miami, right? All right, that's all I'm saying.
Well, I'm gonna say this for the women who gonna have an issue. No, the hoes don't make it. I'm not gonna say it ain't been a woman who ain't never worked at a strip club who wasn't a hoe. Hoes can't take that. Period. They leave. Hoes say, nah, this too much for me. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a very short period of time that they're gonna work in a place like that. Only a woman who's not a hoe can deal with that type of stuff going on. If she's truly a good girl, that is too much for her, and she's gonna immediately find some other place to make an income, and she might quit making no money without no other job replacement. She got to leave. Only a hoe can stay in that situation and be comfortable.
Facts.
Well, once again, this goes to the quote that we talked about, Raj, on your show, which is that hoes is winning, right? It's all of this weird ass language to convince themselves that, hey, what I'm doing and what I'm excusing, what I like, it's all good, because these black men specifically, they allowing the hoes to win anyway. They marrying these hoes, they chasing these hoes, right? They putting these hoes in music videos, right? So
but even before that, hoes started winning with all that housewife shit.
Hold on. Even if they try to make that argument, they lying. If you go back to,
we know that, yeah.
Hold on, you go to okay. Look at the rappers, because they love them some rappers. So let's use them as an example. Snoop married to his high school sweetheart. Master P married for fucking years. Ice Cube
almost 20, more than 20. Yeah.
I mean, when you start really going down the list, I mean, many of these dudes, the entertainers who came from, a lot of Eazy-E, rest in peace to him, he was married. I mean, you go down the list, many of these dudes that was articulating certain aspects, man, of black experience that wasn't the best experiences, man, them dudes was married.
Luke and Trick Daddy, I know Trick Daddy's wife. Yep,
that's what I'm saying. So even when it comes to the thugs, even from that perspective, marriage was important. So they can't even make the argument like, well, man, these niggas in the street ain't trying to get married, this and that and the fourth. Bullshit. So if they can't even win at that level with those types of dudes, then the lame argument, the poopy argument, none of it is a real argument. When you see a chick like that, what really should come to your mind really is not the words on her shirt. It's really what woman raised her. That's the most important question. Because women who actually care about other women, especially the younger generation of women, will not let those younger females like her even get fat like that. Because back in the day, they used to tell women, I heard them. They used to tell them, you better stop eating like that. You're going to be fat as a house and ain't no man going to want you. They used to give them the knowledge. They used to give them the knowledge and let them know, if you want a quality man, you can't go out there, man, big and out of fashion, man. You gotta be right. So the fact that she can come out here and let some goofy liberal shit, man, paint a picture in her mind of some goofy shit, just lets you know that her home training was weak as fuck.
You know,
Yeah.
Ryan, y'all remember that H&M ad when they had the boy, but he wasn't from America. So I
the monkey shirt.
I get he didn't know it had that shirt on about being a monkey.
Mhm.
Now my thing, I look at him, that's a child, and then their parents live in a different country, so they may not understand the context when it comes to monkeys and black people, you know, and H&M just tried to slash something through. You know what I'm saying? And so I blame that on H&M because I can't count on the parents even knowing what the situation is. But this woman in that shirt, she voluntarily put that shirt on. What country on planet Earth does that shirt make sense in?
None.
Timbuktu.
Nope. Not even.
No, that's Timbuktu's a real place.
That's a real place. That's still a no.
Yeah, all right, fellas. You know, I was thinking to myself, like, what kind of dude sits up here and trashes black men all the time, and you know, come to these spaces and always got something to say, motherfucking simp ass dude. Like, what kind of dude? Like, can I direct your attention to the screen, please?
Who the fuck is that?
I have no fucking idea.
I've seen this meme before.
Yeah,
I'm lost on this one.
Me too.
I'm not. I'm gonna speculate that he's basically trying to show sisters what they be doing. Yeah, you got a white man.
Okay.
You know, that's my speculation.
Whoa.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wow,
Okay.
Roger.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn, I didn't even see it. This was crazy looking at the shit like that.
That's
It's like
my
being at the
speculation.
flea market and looking at one of them pictures and you see an airplane in that motherfucker and it just look like a purple background, whatever.
Yeah. You know what? But I think Kevin, you could correct me if I'm wrong. What Kevin Roger trying to say is it should be equally as crazy to us when we see these sisters out here with the weave and they got the little teacup dog in the bag and they right with the long ass eyelashes and shit.
Your ass look like you lost a bet, bitch. You look like you lost a motherfucking bet. Take all that bullshit off. What are you doing with that shit? You look like you lost a motherfucking bet for real. That is
Paradise.
But you know, go ahead.
If they do the shit right, okay. If they do it right, it just looks off. Most of the time, it just looks off all the time. But sometimes the shit actually like, damn, you know, you did a good job on it, but it's not your hair. And I know it's not your hair. Yes, they did a good job on it, and it all looks natural, fake natural, whatever the fuck that means. But it's not.
That nigga said fake natural.
You know what I mean?
Fake natural.
Okay, so that hear ye from now on in the black manosphere, when the shit don't look that bad, but you know the shit fake as fuck, we're gonna call it fake natural.
Fake natural.
Fake natural.
Hey, copyright that shit, bro.
Ain't that how women talk? Don't women talk trying to be on both sides of the fence at the same time? Ain't that how they are?
Wow.
You know?
All right, gentlemen, listen up. It's about that time. I mean, it's time for those final statements, gentlemen. It's
I'll go first with the finals of those here earlier. You know, first, it's good to be in the room with y'all, space with y'all brothers. Yeah, man, the whole victim thing. Look, this is the thing with the victim thing. We're gonna, and I'm with Raj on this. We should expect this. We're gonna see way more of this. And I agree with Raj that it's coming for us, right? So y'all be prepared. They're gonna try to dox y'all, right? I'm already trying to get myself mentally prepared to be doxed eventually, right? They're gonna attempt to dox y'all. For those of you that don't know what doxing is, try to find out who you are in real life. Might try to come after your job or try to expose who your kids are or who your girlfriend or wife is or whatever the hell, right? Ask BGS. They did it to him, right? So That's coming. Like Rod said, they can't hit Kevin. Kevin's too big. But for the rest of us, because we're lesser known, but we're still doing the work. People are still coming on our panels, and we tend to have more men on our panels anyway. We're having conversations with teenagers. There are teenagers listening to us. There are 20-something-year-olds listening to us. There are obviously people in their 30s and whatnot. We're changing the landscape. Don't ever think for a second that we're not having a huge impact, right? You don't know where this thing can be in the next 5 years, 10 years, how much influence we can have. So they're coming after us because of that, right? Kevin just became a household name over the past not even fully year yet. It hasn't fully even been a year yet, right? Especially with that average at best video that blew him up. If you start the line there, it hasn't even been a year. So look at the impact he's had, and just flip the whole table over on a conversation that wasn't necessarily going our way in the first place, even if we were on the right side of history. So the victim mentality for them is coming from that. We need to shut that shit down, and not let them be able to play victim, because that's the whole goal now. It's to play victim. It's to act like we're doing something wrong, right? And we need to kill that and not allow that to happen whatsoever. And just be prepared. That for me, it's if there's anything that we should be prepared for, be prepared for them to try to come after those of us that are lesser known than Kevin. And I'll end it right there. Y'all have a good night. And thanks for having me up, Kev. And shout out to all of y'all, all the rest of y'all on the panel.
All right, that was Mr. Z, and check out his channel, Black in Effect.
Already.
All right.
Can I go next?
Whoever is next.
All right, I go next. As always, thank y'all for the sharpening, my brothers. Long live the habitual line steppers. When it comes to this, the whole thing of people thinking words making people into victims, it's not necessarily the words, but the mirror that the words bring before them. As Mr. Z informed us, remember, all he does is ask them questions and have them hold up to the questions. And the fact that his style of rhetoric is becoming the norm. You go to other spaces within, different apps, different social apps within, society itself. And you hear them using, modern man, modern woman. People weren't using shit like that before. 6 figures. People wasn't using shit like that before. The whole aspect of the red pill, calling women into accountability. Nobody was doing any of this shit before, ideology of the spirit took off. So the thing is, when it comes to our words, it's like Z said, they're having that influence. So just maintain a consistency, and hopefully, we can put a whole lot more structure in behind this. And I'm just put it out there. Counsel. Can we get a counsel for him? Perhaps, maybe. Let's think about it. As always, take care of yourself. Stay safe and stay dangerous, and don't get that motherfucking vaccine.
Yeah, interesting you should say that, Rogish, because they try everything to get people to take vaccine. You heard Bruce Arians, whatever the fuck his name is, of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, talking about he's gonna fine unvaccinated players for breaking safety protocol as far as COVID. So yeah, it's getting real out there with that shit. So so that was Rogish the Bill Monger. Really good, close knit with the habitual line steppers. Thanks for coming by once again. Whoever's next.
I'll go. Thanks for having me up here, Caleb. Piece of the panel, piece of the chat. As far as I'm concerned, many of these women are just flailing like fish out of water. They just it's my view that they've already lost the game. It's already over. They don't have the stranglehold in terms of thought that they used to have when everything was just centralized on TV. Obviously, this has been an open space in terms of public square. Different ideas could be hashed out. And so many women who have been suffering, they're able to hear different thoughts for the first time as adult women, which is in a lot of ways a culture shock, because, when you come from your own individual families, like there's a certain culture that goes along with your family, whether it's a broken family or intact family. And so part of you is going to get that just based on just your experience in life as a human anyway. But it's on a whole nother level with these types of females, because their very identity is being called into question. And so the identity of being an obnoxious, arrogant jerk of a woman, that the story, but based on a narrative saying that she's strong and independent when she's anything but that, is being called into question and actually being completely deconstructed and debunked. So now you're talking about somebody who is completely emotionally naked for the world to see, because the more these females talk publicly, what they don't realize is that they're actually telling on themselves for the world to see. Many people can see, like, damn, y'all black men been having to deal with these types of women for this long? So when people are starting to see that conversation take place, they're really either going to have to change, for anything, for survival purposes, or man, they're just going to perish, because they can't sustain this mentality anymore, because the reality of the situation is that these environments that they've been in have been artificial environments anyway. Single mother households are artificial environments. They're not real. They're artificially constructed. So when the environments change, like BGS talks about, like, they're going to have to change too. They're going to have to adapt. And because we have this medium in terms of technology, I said this probably about 10 years ago, like black women haven't caught up with the technology yet. They just haven't caught up with it. They use it more for entertainment purposes. Men, we use it much more for constructive dialogue, having certain conversations to understand the environment that we're in. And so many of us from different walks of life, different states, cities, we've locked in and we're having the same viewpoints, no matter if we from Chicago, no matter if we from LA, no matter if we from Dallas, no matter if we from New York, Baltimore, we're saying the same things. We're saying the same things. We have the data to back us up. It's just that many more men have to get on code, because as we can see, even with somebody like Kevin, he has galvanized even women to a certain degree to get on a better code that they haven't even known existed, because they existed and lived only in these artificial environments known as single mother households, which aren't real, because a single mother household could not exist in a poor country like that. It just can't. They can exist in these environments because of things like welfare state, but without a stable economic infrastructure, it couldn't even exist at all. So it's a fake environment. It's not real. Their mom ain't real. She's a human, but who she thinks she is in terms of her stature, she's really nobody, because she's an untethered woman. She ain't married. She ain't got no leader. So she's just as lost as the daughter she's trying to give this lost information to. So we just have to keep in mind that when we see these women out here, doing stuff like this, petition and stuff like that, it's really a cry for help, because they don't have anywhere else to go. They can't get the proper instruction from the home environment, from their mothers, and they definitely ain't gonna get it out here from these females out here who are just as lost as they are, which is one of the main reasons why they come into the spaces in the first place. Because the reality is, with all that talk that they give, with all that bluster, they still come to male spaces looking for leadership, because that's their nature. And I'll leave it there.
Okay. Well, Kevin, I'm gonna ask you to do me a favor and put that last picture up that you did, if you don't mind, if it's easy for you to grab. But I'm not gonna give them that much credit. Okay, um, these women been known, and these hoes been known what's up. What's going on right now is because Kevin Samuels' popularity shot up. Not that one, the other one. Not that one. Oh, that's a the disgusting picture. The other one. Kevin Samuels' popularity shot up, and what's going on right now is these hoes been known better. Okay, these hoes been known better. The issue right now is because somebody got to 1 million subscribers, and the points of the Black Manosphere is being put on the table in a larger market because when you had television, all this stuff was being suppressed. It's not like these women ain't never heard nobody say it before. Somebody told it to them. They just didn't listen. It's that simple. I'm not giving them the credit of not knowing. They knew, but now that it's public and it's not being hidden, the dude done shot up to 1 million+ subscribers. Now they can't say I don't know, and because they can't say I don't know, a smarter hoes, and I'm saying hoes because if they were acting like women the whole time, they wouldn't be in the situation they in. Okay, so we talking mostly hoes. I'm gonna say it's a few women counted in there, but it's mostly the issues with hoes. The smarter hoes responded and said, "You know what? Since I know I'm out here bogus, let me straighten my act up so I can come off like I have some type of intelligence. People know what's going on." So smarter hoes said, "Let me fix myself up." Dumber hoes still trying to push the same old narrative. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. The smarter hoes are trying to straighten up, and the dumber hoes are trying to continue to push that same narrative. Everybody know what's going on. The issue is because the mainstream media is so controlled, they never let these narratives come out on any type of large scale. But as long as the internet is a little bit more free, this stuff is being pushed by many a different man. And eventually it's too many men where you can't keep hiding from it. And that's what it is. I know people say this is like a small section, but this small section is growing like a mug. And eventually you can't keep saying, well, I just didn't know no better. Who's gonna believe you? So smarter hoes are doing the right thing. They trying to act like women now. And they trying to give them, oh, I heard that Kevin Samuels, and I made some different choices. He made me change. I'm not saying that it's a dumb thing to say because that's a smart thing to say. It's about the smartest thing they can do right about now. You know what I'm saying? I don't give her credit for not knowing better. She just did what she wanted to do, and that's what it is. My thing is, as black men, we got to hold them accountable all the way. And if she believed in the wrong thing, I got to hold you accountable for believing in the wrong thing. That's just how the world works. So, straighten up your act. I don't care where you claim you got the information from. If Kevin Samuels was your first opening door to the Black Manosphere, great. If he wasn't, great. Somebody told you at some point in your life. I don't believe none of these hoes talking about they ain't know no better. Not one of them. I didn't heard it too much myself to believe they ain't never heard it. So they know what's up. And I believe black men should hold them accountable just like they've been knowing what's up. It's just now it's so public. They can't they're acting like the plausible deniability is slipping away. It's gonna sound stupid for somebody to say I didn't know any better. So smarter hoes are acting a little bit more right at this point. And I'm gonna leave it right there.
All right, Roger. I gotta say, I'm a little confused as to why you wanted me to display this picture with your closing statement.
Oh, my bad. I ain't even say nothing about the picture, but you know what? This I think this is my speculation, but I believe whoever did this picture was basically trying to show women how they look to us.
Yeah.
You got another person's hair on. You got this cat that looks scared as I don't know what. You got this sweater on, but you basically presenting yourself to black men like we supposed to see this and accept it. And that is I think he's just basically showing how black women look to us with the weaves on, the crazy hair, you know what I'm saying? Or even if they talking about I'm strong and independent, it just don't look right. It don't make for a good picture. So I believe he's making a snapshot of how black women, He's trying to show black women how they look to us. You know, he's just doing it as a male version. I believe that's what he's really doing. So I just want to say something about that. But thanks for reminding. So now I'm done.
Okay, all right. You know, not much to say in my final statement except for I'm like our panelists. I do believe that this crap is going to continue. That this massive victimization and making all these accusations based upon the fact that they really don't like the words that we are saying, and they're just words. Now, like I said earlier, if our words were really inciting violence against women, a lot of us would probably be shut down, silenced, and even locked up. Because I believe that we live in a society that believes in such craziness. They're going to be allowed to say anything they want. Like, I can't mention enough how many channels actually condemn black men, call black men defeated losers. And it was even more, what makes me a little bit more angry about that is the fact that people will gloss over that shit. Now, do I believe that these should be tit for tat conversations? In reality, tit for tat conversations do not get anything done. Do I believe that within this black manosphere, and especially within the habitual line steppers, do we have these conversations for nothing? No, we don't. These conversations always have a point, and we discuss this time and time again. There's got to be a point to all this, and but I'll leave y'all with this. You can respond to anybody's words with words. No one ever told anybody they weren't allowed to use words as a way of responding to words. And that's what these are. They're just about words. And the reason why I even themed this broadcast like this is because we as a people, and I've always said this, and some of y'all may take this the wrong way, black people culture in 2021, we're really hypersensitive at this point. Is like we have this huge problem with the truth. I would say I would rather deal with the truth one good time than to have to deal with the lie or some bullshit consistently. Because in order to deal with a lie or some bullshit, you have to deal with it on a consistent basis. The truth although it may be harsh, the truth can also be swift. And that can be accomplished through the words that we use. Like I say, a good choice of words works every time. But unfortunately, we are people that are like this. Doesn't matter what we do, but you'll always remember how we made you feel. Black men, like Chaos Rain was saying earlier, we're very powerful. If we didn't have any power, why are they acting like they're so hurt by our words? Why are they so willing to lie and slander just to get rid of us? Because we're telling the truth in this motherfucker. And we're using words to do it. So I will come back to y'all tomorrow night, any given Sunday. As usual, I have no idea what the topic will be. But based on my past broadcasts and based on the feedback I get from you guys, hey, I've been coming up with some pretty good stuff to talk about. And Sunday night and definitely Monday night will be no different. So thank you for tuning in, everyone. Once again, thank you for your support through your super chats and your cash apps. This is Kev. This is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Long live the habitual line steppers. In Kev we trust. See you guys for any given Sunday.